Hello and welcome to the December 31st episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the city of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm David Walbrecht, Communications Program Manager here at the city, and as we mentioned in our last episode, this final episode of the year will be a bit different than our standard episodes. Our amazing podcast production team compiled some of our favorite moments from the various interviews we've held this past year. So we hope you enjoy, and we'll be back to our standard This Week in Kirkland podcast on January 8th, 2026.
And that brings us to our 5 over 5. That would be 5 questions in what is sure to be over 5 minutes. With our very special guest, welcome Lieutenant John Hernandez.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're very excited to have you, and we're going to ask you a lot of questions about exciting things and very heroic things.
Absolutely.
Because we have a lot of firefighters down in Los Angeles right now.
That's right.
And you're overseeing that effort, right?
Yep, I am.
Well, that's great stuff. So now you're a lieutenant with the fire department. And before we go into some of the details of the Los Angeles deployment, tell us a little bit about what a lieutenant does at the Kirkland Fire Department.
Sure. So I'm a shift lieutenant at Station 22, assigned to C shift. So I work our regular 4896 schedule.
Yeah.
Kind of oversee the day-to-day operations of the crew at my station.
Yeah, the lieutenants, you guys have a lot of responsibility.
We do.
And many times you're the lead officer on duty, right?
Correct, yeah. So we respond to all the fire and EMS calls with the crew, and actually sit in the front seat and the passenger seat.
You're not driving?
No, those driving days are over. They took away my license.
License.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Yep, nice. Okay.
So you're shotgunning.
I am
All right.
shotgunning, yeah.
Yeah.
So and then kind of the role of the officer is to come up with kind of the strategy and the plan and make sure that it's implemented.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you do EMS and fire, obviously.
We do.
I heard that we have more EMS calls than fire calls.
Yeah, so it's probably 20% fire related and 80% medical related.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow,
wow.
that's
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
it's a
So you
lot.
got to be prepared. Now, you know, you're sleeping 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
You get the call.
Lights come on, grab your stuff, head out the door.
How do you prepare for that?
Oh, I don't know if there's a good way to prepare for it.
That's
turn
fair.
Up, turn up the volume
Turn up
on
the
the,
volume on the
turn
radio.
up the volume on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you wake up.
Yeah, because I heard stories in the older days, firefighters used to sleep with their gear right next to their bed.
Yeah, that has kind of changed a little bit,
Yeah.
although occasionally we find out like the newer people are really excited and have a hard time sleeping, so they'll sleep with their clothes fully on, like,
is
ready
that
to go.
right?
Yeah, ready to
Oh,
go.
wow.
I'd probably do that.
Just like save some time.
Roll
in the
out of
morning.
bed.
Roll out of bed.
Yeah, is the fire uniform comfortable to sleep in?
I can't imagine that it is. Yeah.
Now, in addition to being your duties as a lieutenant at Station 22, you are also the Wildland Fire Program Coordinator.
I
right?
am. Yep.
So that means you're kind of overseeing the deployment to Los Angeles. And we're just so proud of all of you.
Yeah.
And so proud of the help we're giving to Los Angeles in
That's right.
this time of need. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Sure. So our wildland program, we started it in 2018. We have about 40 people that are on the team.
Wow.
Okay.
Cool.
This
40
year, I
people.
think we had 42. So
Okay.
it's kind of a seniority-based process to get onto the team. You have to volunteer. You have to be off probation. Usually it's members that have been around for 2 to 3 years that get on. And then we send them to about 40 hours of training.
Oh.
Wow.
Some of it's in the field, some of it's online, and then there's also a physical fitness aspect as well.
Yeah.
And then that gets you onto the team and part of the list for any potential deployments that come up.
Yeah, when you say they're off probation, that means they're new employees and they have
Right.
like
That's
a,
right.
Yeah, sorry, I should clarify that.
yeah.
That's okay.
So you get specific training around going out into the forest, right?
Yes.
And that's going to be materially different, probably, right,
Yeah.
from some of the stuff
Yeah.
you're going to expose. And I assume, John, that you have been deployed in such a situation and been in the forest fighting fires.
I have, yeah. That's kind of how I got into firefighting
Oh,
as a city
okay.
firefighter. I used to work for the Forest Service. Started when I was pretty young. I spent about 12 years doing that.
Oh, wow.
Kind of
12 years?
Yeah, 12 years.
Wow.
Kind of worked my way up, and I spent 7 years working as a smoke jumper in Oregon.
Oh, we got to talk about smoke jumping.
All right.
Because
Wow.
smoke jumping is a little different.
It is
right?
a little different. There's not a lot of fire hydrants in the
yeah,
forest.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so take
Fair.
us back to what is it like a typical deployment like? Like, where are you sleeping?
So a typical deployment, for the most part, you are sleeping in a tent Kind of just think of camping, but not so glamorous.
With
You're-
a fire outside
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, in the woods, no
Yeah, right.
power, and a tent.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Our crew in California has it a little bit different. They're kind of working 30-hour shifts right now. So they're doing,
Wow. What?
30
30
hours.
That's
hours.
intense.
Yeah, 30 hours straight.
Holy.
They have a little bit of time where they can kind of take turns taking little cat naps, and they do that inside of the engine.
Wow. And then what happens after the 30 hours?
So then they get off shift in the afternoon on the end of that 30-hour, and then they're actually allowed to stay in a hotel one night, and then they're back on at 5 o'clock the next morning.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now-
very long days.
When you say sleep in the engine, it's not like engines don't have like the
No room to lay
trucker.
down.
Yeah, like trucker
Yeah.
bed, like
It's not like an RV.
yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
We're talking about seats that are straight up and down. Yeah,
Oh
they don't
my-
recline. It's
oh
not very
gosh.
comfortable.
Okay, not a lot of room.
Not a lot of
probably.
room.
Okay.
Not
They're
a lot of
just-
sleep.
They're just amazing.
Wow.
They're amazing.
Oh my gosh.
But John, I can't help myself. I have to ask.
Okay.
Take me back in time when you are in the forest fighting a fire. Tell us about a particularly a dangerous or eventful experience you had there. Did a fire ever like approach you while you were in camp?
Yeah, actually, while we were in camp, it's a long time ago, but in 1996, we were in camp having dinner. And,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and they came running through, told us we had about 15 minutes to pack up our gear and
Wow.
get out of
Oh
camp.
my god!
I don't think I can like get out of the house.
So you're
in 15
in the
minutes.
campsite
Shoes
having
on.
dinner, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you got 15 minutes.
Yep.
Or the fire's going to be here.
Yep, pack it up. So
Oh my
yeah, I remember
gosh.
taking my tent, all of my stuff inside of it, rolling it up like a burrito, throwing it in the truck, and heading out.
Smart approach, though, probably.
Yeah, it's very efficient. Yeah.
Did the fire come?
It did, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Wow.
night it burned over the entire area where the fire camp had been.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
So John, that work wasn't dangerous enough apparently,
No,
because then you went on to be a smoke jumper.
I did, yeah.
But you got to tell us that. I mean, I'm assuming that involves jumping out of a plane.
It does, yeah. So it's just another method of getting wildland firefighters to a fire.
Mm,
And so
mhm.
instead of being in a truck or an engine or a helicopter, you're parachuting out of an airplane.
My goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so you get the assignment, you parachute out, you're on the way down. Did you have ever time where you're thinking, where am I going to land?
Yeah, quite a few times I had that feeling. There's more than once that I landed inside of a tree or at the top of a tree.
Oh,
and
no.
rappelled down to the ground. Yeah, and
Holy
then
cow.
a few times I remember looking down and thinking, I'm probably going to break my leg on this jump.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
goodness.
Luckily, I made it through 7 years and only had a really bad rolled ankle once.
Okay.
Oh, that's incredible.
I mean, that's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
I feel it was a win.
yeah. We'll take it.
Honestly, John, just amazing.
Wow.
Just amazing. So when you get down, then you have to like regroup with the team. Like I'm assuming you're jumping as a team.
Yeah, usually you would jump 2 at a time,
Okay.
and then you'd get to the ground. Everybody would group up, get a plan in action, and start going to work.
Mm.
Stay
Oh,
there
my.
until the fire was out or until you got relieved by somebody else.
Jeez.
And you're jumping in with all of your gear, and I mean, what are you
Yeah.
bringing with you?
We would have kind of enough food and water on us to last 24 hours, and then when the plane is done having everybody jump out, it would come by really low and kick out these big, they would call them cargo boxes.
Okay,
Big cardboard
crazy.
boxes on small parachutes. And inside of that, there'd be enough food and water to last you for 3 days. Chainsaw, tools, sleeping bag, those kind of items.
Oh my
Did you
gosh.
ever worry that you wouldn't find your way out?
No, but definitely have been lost in the woods more than once. So.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's like I have that experience being lost in the woods, but not when there's like a
Fire
giant
around you.
forest fire
Yeah.
somewhere
I-
nearby.
I don't think-
Different level.
I don't think my
Yeah.
question was phrased the best way it could be. Did you ever actually worry that you wouldn't be able to make it out?
No, never worried that I wouldn't make it out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
John, we can see why you're running the Wildland Fire program.
That's
This
right.
is just amazingly heroic, and your team and the people in Los Angeles truly are heroes. I
Yeah,
mean, what they're
absolutely.
doing right now is just amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Super proud of them.
Some of the challenges that besides the wins, which are ridiculous, like we've never seen anything
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Just the nature of fighting wildland fires. I mean, there's no fire hydrants to plug into, so you're
Mhm.
using different techniques, different tactics. Can you go through kind of what your crews are facing right now?
Yeah. So you're right. There wasn't a lot of fire hydrants down there that are functioning right now just because of so much water has been sucked out of the system. So they have small pumps set up, and they're using people's swimming pools and running fire hoses out of those swimming pools. And then they have,
Holy cow.
on the days when it's not super windy, they can bring in the air tankers and the helicopters and use those resources.
Wow, that's great. So tell us a little bit more about the program itself. Like, how are we funding it, and how does it work?
Yeah, so the program has a little bit of funding from the city in order to buy the equipment. But when it goes out on one of these big deployments, it's actually all reimbursed through the state of California.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of those intercoordinated state
It is, yeah.
agreements. And
Yep.
Yeah.
it's really, really well organized. So bravo.
Thank you.
So John, I'm going to take you back to your story. Now you went to the wildland fire. You're out in the campsite putting out fires, and then you became a smoke jump for 7 years. How did you come to the city of Kirkland?
Well, I was gone a lot, as you might imagine. I spent a lot of the summer on the road, and I always knew I wanted to be a career firefighter and that I wanted to work in kind of a metro area.
Yeah.
I wanted to work in like a department that was big but not too big. So we had our daughter, my wife and I had our daughter, and I remember calling her one time and telling her, okay, I'm going to be home in about 15 minutes. I think we're getting off work. And about 10 minutes later, the alarm went off and we got on a plane to California. We didn't come back for 3 weeks. So
Oh my goodness.
it was kind of like years of that. And
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah.
That's a
So
lot.
then I was
Toll.
like, it'd be really great to be around a lot more while my daughter's, while they're kids.
Growing
So,
up,
yeah.
yeah.
So I started testing for the fire departments, and I was lucky enough to get hired here in 2007.
Meaning we were lucky enough that
Yeah.
you picked the city of Kirkland to come in 2007. That's what we call a family win, John.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, we like to ask our guests this question. You've been here since 2007. Do you have a favorite thing about the city?
Oh, I love the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
Right.
enjoy the lake. I mean, there's so much.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So much shoreline, and we're lucky enough to have the jet skis as part of the fire department.
Do you
so
do that too?
I do. Yeah.
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 That's
So
impressive.
Why not?
Add it to the resume.
Yeah, really. Jumping out of planes, flying around the red.
If we had a
jet
submarine,
ski.
I think
Yeah.
John would probably be that.
Do you cook all the meals at the firehouse too? or-
I know. We have some really great cooks.
Yeah.
So
So we
t-
hear. Yeah.
Tell us
yeah.
just very briefly about that, though. We have a really amazing marine division, right?
Yeah.
We do. Yeah. We have 2 jet skis that we use. They're stationed pretty close to the city dock. And so we can respond to calls all over Lake Washington.
Wow.
Wow.
Great stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more in detail about our deployment to Los Angeles. We have how many engines are there?
So we have 1 engine. We have 6 people, and part of there was 55 engines that went from the state of Washington.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. And so when did the request come in? Like, talk
Yeah.
us through how that works.
So on the 8th of January, I was actually watching the news, and I was like, gosh, it is really windy, and they're going to probably be putting in a request. And
Oh, yeah.
that night, we got a request that they were looking for 100 engines to go from Washington and Oregon combined. So we have a reserve engine here in the city that we weren't using at the time, and we put out a page for volunteers from our wildland team, and we had 17 people call in on it
Oh,
within
wow.
an hour.
17?
Yeah,
Oh,
17
wow.
of the 40 called within 1 hour, and we're like, I'll leave
Okay.
tomorrow or I'll
That's
leave right
amazing.
now.
Wow.
Yeah, so we put 4 on 1 engine, and then the city of Falls City needed 2 more people in order to get their engine out the door. So we put 2 people on their engine
Wow.
to help them out.
Wow, that
That's
just gave me goosebumps.
I
That's
know, right?
amazing.
We'll leave right now.
Yeah,
Right?
So
2-day drive.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like, so the call comes in, folks volunteer, they
Yep.
get assigned, and then when are they out the door? When are they down I-5?
So we got them all set up around 10 o'clock or so on the night of the 8th, and on the 9th, they were out the door at 7 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drove as far as they could on the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second day, I think they drove roughly from the Sacramento area. They went through the inspection for CAL FIRE and then got all the way down to Malibu and
Oh
went straight to work.
Did they drive as a caravan of fire trucks?
Yeah, they did. So they drove as a strike team. So the
Mhm.
5 engines and
Oh,
then
wow.
a strike team leader, which is usually in a pickup truck.
Okay.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
So how are they doing?
They're doing great. Yeah, they're that first. I think they worked 48 hours straight almost the
Oh, my
first day.
goodness.
Wow.
That was they were running and gunning, as we like to say. They got there.
Went
They-
right into
into
the-
work. Yeah,
Yep.
they went. They gave them some food and put them right out of the line, and they had the fire come right up to the development that they were protecting.
Oh my gosh.
And we got some pictures, I think, that got put up on the Kirkland site of
Mhm.
air
Mhm.
tankers coming in, and yeah, everybody's doing work right there.
Oh yeah, so you're seeing the coordinated response, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It was engines from all over the
All
country.
And are they come? They have planes dropping
Oh, yeah.
water too.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, when the wind's right, the planes will come in and the helicopters will come
Mhm.
in.
So how much longer is their deployment scheduled?
So typically the deployments are 14 days. Like they can work for 14 days, and
Yeah.
then because of the drive time to and from California, they should be gone probably 18 full days.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
And then
a
they'll come
commitment.
back here and does
Come-
this cycle until the fire's out? Like what happens next?
Yeah. So sometimes we'll cycle crews in and out. I think this time it'll probably end. They'll come back. We'll put the engine back in reserve status, and they'll go right back on to shift.
Mhm.
Wow. Just
John-
amazing.
Some of the community members asked about, the inspection process,
Mhm.
thinking through like geography, leaving Washington down to California.
Yeah.
Were there any challenges that the crews faced making their way down there? Did the reserve engine make it down okay?
Yeah, so it made it great. We're fortunate that our reserve engine is still really nice. No crews actually got turned around in Sacramento or, at the CAL FIRE inspection. I know that was kind of a big thing on social media, but
Mm.
yeah,
Well,
no,
that's good to
no
know.
Yeah.
crews were turned around. Those inspections are pretty light. They're looking for fluid leaks, tires. They're not doing smog checks to see if you're allowed to go into the state of California.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
Thank
okay.
you for that
Yeah,
clarification.
Yeah, that's
they're
good to
they're
know.
getting resources down
They're
there
getting
to go to work.
resources to the
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to
to
make
the
sure,
scene.
because it's such a long drive, that the engine is still serviceable once it gets to the fire.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And when we send a crew out, how much does that cost?
So the state of California reimburses us for everything, including renting the engine. So
Oh, wow.
we don't
Okay.
actually have any out of pocket sending our people down to California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a great program.
Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing.
Now, some of the questions we've also been getting is there any way that our community can support the folks that are down deployed right now, or otherwise support the effort?
Yeah, our folks are really well supported. I
good.
think that the biggest thing would be to help the people that are actually in Malibu. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
CAL FIRE has a website with a link that you can donate to. It goes directly to the actual victims,
Oh, wow,
or,
okay.
in
Yeah.
Malibu.
Okay.
Well, let me say the love and appreciation from our community for the Kirkland firefighters, for you and your team, is just wonderful, and it
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
everywhere. So,
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
we
you, John.
appreciate all the support.
Yeah, we've heard from
absolutely.
quite a few community members who have family down in the Los Angeles area that have even said they saw a Kirkland fire truck go by and how grateful they are to see the crews down there, and just so cool to have our crews go out and support.
my daughters are down there, and I texted one of my daughters saying the city is responding, our firefighters are responding, and I was just really proud to send that text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's pretty
cool.
neat. I've had a few pictures from people that just see the Kirkland engine driving through. They send them up to us.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
Oh,
wonderful thing.
That's really
amazing.
great.
So, John Hernandez, you are a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. But we have one more question for
Uh-oh.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we always like to end our interview segment with just a quick final get to know you.
Okay.
So last question before you go. Do you have a favorite movie, show, or book, or what are you watching, reading these days?
Oh, well, the last book I think I read was called Barbarian Days.
Oh,
Oh,
what's that
okay,
about?
that
No,
sounds-
Does that involve planes and
No.
people jumping out?
No, and it
Or-
sounds totally opposite of what it is. It's actually a true story about a guy who traveled through Indonesia surfing.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
discovered
okay.
like kind of all the famous surf spots before
Wow.
most people had seen them.
All right, now do you surf?
I love to surf. I would love to say that I'm really good, and I am not. Yeah, definitely not.
I have to tell you, man, I don't know what it is, but like I grew up skating, so I thought I had really great balance, but
Yeah,
honest to God, snowboard, I don't last like 5 seconds.
yeah. And I grew up snowboarding.
Did
and
you?
Surfing is
It's
still hard.
harder.
Yeah, it's just hard.
So is that like a bucket list thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I travel around and surf as much as possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Is that
That's
your
awesome.
next foray into chasing that adrenaline?
Yeah,
high? It's like
yeah.
chasing Mavericks.
Yeah, big wave surfing. Here we go.
Well, thank you again, man. It
All
was a
right.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming on.
Thank you.
And that brings us to our 5 over 5, everyone. That's 5 questions in what is metaphysically certain to be over 5 minutes. I mean, especially today.
Yes.
Yes. Today's not the day
Yeah.
we're coming in under 5 minutes.
Right.
With our very special guest, Aaron Goldsmith, Seattle Mariners sportscaster.
Hey guys,
Welcome. Again.
Hey.
Yeah.
for the second time.
Yeah. You've been here the whole time.
That's-
Yeah, I have so much to say about all your civic announcements.
That's our format, man.
But
It's,
it's
good that you lead with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're so appreciative that you're here. We introduced you twice.
Hey, I'm thrilled to be here as well.
But it's been nice. Aaron has been giving me little glances like, ooh,
Ooh.
like
Yeah,
to the
no,
snowplow tracker. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been nudged to do that.
Yes,
yeah.
and of the many through lines to this show, Aaron is a resident of our amazing city.
For a long time.
For a long
yeah,
time.
absolutely.
How long?
I mean, we've lived in some area of Kirkland or another since we've been with the Mariners.
Wow.
We came out here in 2013, so I am going into my 13th season with the Mariners.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, when we moved out here, we had a townhouse in Juanita for a couple of
Oh,
years,
nice.
and then we
Nice.
moved into the Rose Hill area in the summer of 2015, and we've
Wow.
been there ever since.
Nice.
This is a major, major performance measure for our city. Only city. That means you chose Kirkland,
100%.
and then you stayed here.
Yeah, and we've been recruited heavily, yeah, and we continue to stay.
Yeah, well, I'm going to match any offer. I
Okay.
just want you to know that. Let me
Exactly.
put that out there. So you came in 2013. How did you come here?
So I did 6 years in the minors as a broadcaster.
Wow.
Which was
Learning your trade.
trying to for sure. Kind of a trial by fire thing, and that's not uncommon, right? That's how so many people in this business, you kind of start from the bottom and you climb your way up, and that's what I did. I got my first broadcasting job with an independent league baseball team in Sauget, Illinois.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, good old
gracious.
Sauget.
Yeah, it's booming. It's much like Kirkland, and
Beautiful lake.
yes, it's right across the river from downtown St. Louis, which is where
nice.
I'm from, St. Louis, and so I
nice.
lived at home and I had a retail job and I called 2 innings of home games only, and they paid me truly like $86 a month.
I love
and
these
I was
stories.
just ecstatic when they told me that they were going to pay me $86 a month.
You're
I
like,
was like, what?
what?
And they were like, I know, we can't do anymore. I'm like, no, that's amazing. You're paying me for this?
Love these
You
stories.
really shouldn't pay me. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I was happy with the
Did
concessions.
you always want?
Yeah.
Yes,
Did you always want to be a sportscaster?
No, that's the thing. I have a very unromantic story of how I got into this. Most people, if you were to interview them who are broadcasters, they've wanted to do this since they were like 8, and they sat on the couch and they turned the TV down and all that stuff, right? I had all these other ideas of what I wanted to do with my life, and I kind of always had something, and then I would look into it and explore it and then move on to the next thing. But I always had an idea from the time I was very little. And then, like, my perfect timing, my senior year in college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Like, I looked into everything.
Clean slate, man.
Yeah. I'm like, well, okay, fourth quarter, man. Kind of running out of time here. And I was a history major in college.
Ooh,
and
wow.
I woke up one morning and, like, I can remember it like it was yesterday, just clear as day. It's like, you should become a sports broadcaster.
Wow.
And I really thought I wanted to be a talk show host.
Oh.
Because I listened to sports radio all the time as a high schooler and a college student, either in St. Louis or in that area. And so I graduated with a history degree, and then I went to a trade school in St. Louis called the Broadcast Center, which
wow.
was,
Wow, good for you.
yeah, I mean, not really, but thank you. That's very nice of you. It was basically a school for people who wanted to be DJs.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't want to be a DJ, but I didn't even know how to hold a microphone.
Yeah.
So anything that they would teach me would be more than I knew.
Yeah.
And so I went there, and I got a retail job, and I kind of worked part of the day and went to school the other part of the day, and it was a lot of kind of like radio production stuff, and you learned how to write the news for radio and read the news, and you did DJ things, but none of it was sports related.
Well,
like
interesting.
0% of it.
Interesting.
But I needed to learn all these other things, and over the course of my time there, an advisor kept really bugging me and was like, "Hey, man, there's this internship for this indie baseball team, the Grizzlies, and you should make a demo and apply for it." And no way, man. Like, I'm not into that. I have no interest in play-by-play. And he kept wearing me down and wearing me down. And simultaneously, like, reality started to hit me, thinking, you know, if I had to move from St. Louis to, like, Grand Rapids, Michigan, to be a sports talk show host, like, I don't know anything about the Lions, really, or the Red Wings, really, or the Pistons, or Michigan or Michigan State. Like, I know surface level stuff, but I can't host a talk show out there about that. maybe I should try this. And so the Grizzlies wanted 5 minutes of uninterrupted play-by-play as the demo.
Oh.
The demo, yeah.
And I'd never done any play-by-play.
Oh my gosh.
And so the broadcast center gave me a tape deck and a microphone, and they said, just go get them. Like,
Did you study somebody?
they're like, go. No, are you kidding me? I wasn't gonna do that. I didn't even want this job. Study somebody? Like, I don't even know how to do that or where I would do that. Like, I'll go watch
What does
the
that
game.
even mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? I don't know. I still couldn't tell you. And so they're like, go find a game and call it in person.
Wow.
And so the school that I graduated from, the college, was only an hour away from St. Louis, a little D3 school. So I drove back there, and on the weekends they would have men's and women's basketball doubleheaders.
Oh wow.
So I sat up in the film nest, like where they film the games for the coaches, and the coaches got some bad play-by-play in the background. Like, you might want to mute that one on your film session. And so I still knew, it was such a small school that I knew basically every student who played.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any of the opposing players.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
right.
there was no chance I was going to prep for even a minute for these games.
No.
And so I just made up the names for everybody on the other
That's
team.
really smart.
Because it's
gonna
like, I was just, my recall was just, I was banging, man.
It's really smart.
And so my now wife, I was dating her at the time, her maiden name was Harmon. So like the best player for the other team was always Harmon. Like Harmon was just throwing it down, you know, from deep. 32 for Harmon.
Honey, Harmon dominated again.
Exactly. And so I did 2 weekends of this, so 4 games in total. And it was hours of just press record, broadcast for 20 seconds, make a mistake, stop. Wait for a dead ball, press record, 10 seconds, make a mistake, stop.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And it was so hard to get 5 minutes. And so I
Wow.
found the best of horrible stretches of 5 minutes. And I applied for this job.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced to this day that nobody else applied because I got it. And they offered me $86 a month. And that's what set me off on play-by-play.
But honestly, you got to give me the real answer here, because you have an amazing voice. Honestly,
Yes.
you have an amazing voice. So no one said you got to be in radio or whatever.
Well, it's very kind of you. First of all, I was thinking when I heard your minutes of public service announcements, you guys sound great.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
And you know what's
Yeah,
really
thank
nice
you.
is that you all sound different,
Yeah.
Right.
which is not to be overlooked. Like you all have very distinct but different voices,
Yeah.
which makes, obviously you're being amplified perfectly by
Anthony.
Yeah.
the
No,
Yankee fan.
this is just going out into the ether, and we're
like creedthoughts.com.
yeah, nothing
yeah.
post added to it at all.
Okay. No, so like, first of all, having a great voice is like being tall. Like there's nothing I did for it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to take advantage of
That's
it. Right. And
Why not, though?
So so my mom, from the time I was in high school, told me I should be a broadcaster. And like
there you
every
go.
good son, I completely ignored it. for years actually.
She
But, like,
got her way finally.
She did.
It's,
Got her
it's
way.
okay.
How bad
my-
was the "I told you so"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moms usually know best.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, my voice has always been fairly deep.
Yeah.
But my voice, fortunately, has changed quite a bit. Like it's strange. Even if you go back and listen, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, which I choose not to do, 20 years ago, like your voice just changes.
Yeah,
Like we don't.
interesting.
Most people don't know that because they don't have recordings of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
every year,
Yeah.
every day. But it is true, and it's like a muscle. It just kind of grows and gets better.
Yeah.
And I'm
Interesting.
I'm grateful that that's
Yeah.
happened.
All right. So you get your big break, right?
With the Grizzlies.
With the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So now
I've made it,
are you
baby.
bit by the bug? Are you like
No, I didn't really like it at first. It was really hard. Like it's people you can't, I think you can imagine just how time consuming it is.
Yeah.
And you basically give up your life for it
Yeah.
because you're working every night when all your friends are doing something fun on a Friday or a Saturday or on July 4th or any holiday, like you're working, and you're working day after day after day after day after day. And when you get a day off, then you're on a bus and you're driving to the next place so you can work again.
That's got to be brutal.
Yeah, and so when I first started it, even though I wasn't traveling for the Grizzlies, I mean, they're only paying me $86. I never worked that many days in a row,
Wow.
and it's like it's St. Louis, and it's 100 degrees, and it's humid, and it's an open air booth,
Yeah.
and you're just sweating all night,
Yeah.
and it's like you're working a retail job during the day, and you're doing this at night, and even though it was kind of thrilling, it was also just really exhausting.
Yeah.
But I also figured out pretty quickly, like, this is all I got.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone to a school for this. I've put in a year of my time for this. Like, I got to figure out how to make this work.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful to say that every year that I've done this, from 2007
Wow.
with the Grizzlies to today, I've liked my job more every year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Which is, I'm really grateful to be able to say that. Like, I hope that continues. That
Yeah.
seems like maybe an unsustainable
Yeah,
path.
yeah.
Like, maybe I just peak for a while, right?
Just go for incremental.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like as I learn more about the job and like the craft of it and the nuances of it, like all of us, like it's exciting to learn those things, right?
Yeah.
And every year I feel like I kind of discover, typically through mistakes, right? Like that's how we learn these things.
Sure.
Through mistakes, you learn these little things, and it's exciting, and it makes me want to go out and be better and do more and be a better broadcaster.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to aspire to. Like every year, improve and appreciate with gratitude.
I didn't say I do every year, but yes, you're hoping
you're
hoping
hoping.
that's the
Right.
case. Yeah.
So you put your Nate.
Oh, I'd have a question over here.
Yeah.
As a to build on what you were just talking about, how do you keep yourself going through the dog days of August? Baseball is famously a marathon, not a sprint. So when it's just been your third week of working every single day,
Sure.
how do you keep yourself motivated, engaged, and
Well, I think it's a great question, and one thing I've learned is to not pretend and try to fool yourself that you won't get tired and you won't get beat down. Like you just it's just reality, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not afraid to say this because I love baseball. Obviously, it's basically my life outside of my family.
Yeah.
But every August, for probably 5 to 7 days, I hate baseball.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it happens every year.
Oh, yeah.
Like I hate it.
Makes
Like,
perfect sense.
I don't want to prep for it anymore. I don't want to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
I'm just done.
Done.
And I take a 7 days vacation every August. And it works out pretty great.
Yeah.
Like we get the All-Star break in July. And then I get a week-long break at some point in August that I can be home in Kirkland with
Yeah.
my family,
Boom,
go to the
Kirkland,
lake,
yeah.
peak weather.
Yeah.
And it's a total recharger. And that's how I've learned to deal with it. Now, that's not to say that I'm like 100% charged up for every other day of the season,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Like just like anybody in any job, you're going to have better days than others. But I can kind of mark these things on my calendar, and I know where they are. In fact,
Nice.
one of my best friends is also one of our broadcasters, Gary Hill. And when we get to like the end of July, he starts checking in with me.
Oh, is that
and he's
right?
like, "Hey,
how's it going?
You hating things yet? Are you okay? How you doing?" And I'll be like, "No, actually, I'm feeling great.
good.
I'm feeling really
We're
good.
good.
Like, let's talk next Monday.
Next Monday.
But it does. It happens to every player, every coach, every manager, every broadcaster. If it doesn't, like, you're not a real person.
Yeah, you got to clean the palate, right? You got to clean the palate.
You do.
Yeah.
Because hopefully everybody's got something outside of baseball.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a spouse, you've got kids, you've got interests, you've got hobbies. You want to be at home, you want to be in your own bed, and like those are normal things.
Normal things.
Those are normal things. And what I have is an absolute dream job.
Yeah.
And I honestly can't imagine doing anything else, and I will forever be grateful that the Mariners hired me,
Yeah.
and I hope that I'm here forever. But everybody will admit
Yeah.
it's a grind, man.
Totally agree.
Yeah. And you
Completely
just
agree.
got to find ways to get yourself through it.
By the way, that's Nate Gettleman. His mom may have the world's largest collection.
Nate, how many are we talking? Do you have any?
Of
Do you have a rough
bobbleheads.
number?
50 or 60 at least.
Okay.
A Mariners bobblehead.
Mariners.
Yeah, Mariners.
Oh,
Now, is she one that
wow.
will she like if we have a like a 7 o'clock bobblehead night? Is she there at like 2?
2 is
In
a
line.
bit early, but if I'm
2:30.
driving her in at 4, I'll drop her off at the front door so I can go park and she can get
You
in
guys
line.
have a system.
She's anxious. For a 7 o'clock start, if I'm dropping her off at 4, she's anxious that she's not going to
Do you stop the car? Or do you just go to like a slow roll? And she
tucks and rolls.
Just barrel rolls out of there.
I have to say, Aaron, I've kind of bonded with Nate on this because my mom, like, we're like radical Red Sox fans. She watches every game with my aunt, and they just text me every game about everything that's going on. It's just an endearing thing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the best thing about
wonderful.
baseball, right?
Yeah.
It's every
Yeah.
night.
Every
It's every
night.
night for half the year. And I feel like for my job, we as baseball broadcasters potentially, theoretically, hopefully get to form the best relationship
Absolutely.
of any broadcaster with any fan base in any sport
Absolutely.
just because of the inventory.
It's a
right?
pastime.
Yes. And you become part of people's routines. I'll never forget this. The first time I shouldn't say one of the first times I was ever at T-Mobile Park was for Fan Fest, when the Mariners used to hold Fan Fest in the wintertime, kind of around this time. And I'd just been hired, and I flew out here from where we were living out east, where I was calling baseball in Rhode Island. And I was part of the 2 days of interviewing players in the dugouts and that kind of stuff. And it was my time to kind of get to meet some of these guys.
Wow.
And they were moving Rick Riz and myself from the dugout up to the concourse because we had another event up there. And as we were walking up that way, a mother with her 2 young children saw Rick and came like quickly walking up to Rick and said, Rick, oh my gosh, it is such an honor to see you and meet you. I have to tell you, you are part of our bedtime routine every night.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
And like I still get a little emotional as somebody who like has a bedtime routine with their 3 children, right? Like thinking that every night that mom and dad and children heard Mariners baseball, heard Rick's voice, right, as they were doing the bathtub and brushing the teeth and getting the PJs and getting ready to read the stories and all that stuff. That's when it really hit me for the first time how big in a really fun way this job is.
Yeah.
Because when you're calling games for the Gateway Grizzlies, like ain't nobody part of your bedtime routine, man. Like nobody's listening, right? And that we all know that. And when I heard that mom say that to Rick, it was really a light bulb of this is a big responsibility.
It is.
Like you are a part of people's lives.
I love how that you characterize it that way because we call it like a parasocial relationship, right?
Yeah.
It's you become part of, in some ways, everyone's family. And I remember growing up as a kid, like going to the beach and everybody has the Red Sox on.
Sure.
You know, the radios are all blasting and people are just chilling out and taking it all in. So bravo.
It's a special thing.
Special thing. Now, you said you worked in Rhode Island.
Yes, I did.
Now, take us through how you came to the Mariners because I think that might have a little something to do with the Red Sox franchise.
Oh.
This is
Is that a leading question, Jim?
Any chance he gets.
Yeah.
Do we have the
Oh, we
Pawtucket
got to talk
Chamber
about
of
the
Commerce
Yankees.
on the line?
We got to talk about the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be better use of our time. But.
So I was with 5 teams in 6 years in the minors, which is like I wasn't fired, but like you're hoping you
It's
move
just
up,
the
right?
grind.
The grind,
Yeah.
yes. So I did the hard part. A lot of it was hard, but I was with 3 teams in the first 3 years. So I was in indie ball in Illinois. I did a summer in the Cape League in Cape Cod.
Yeah, that's great.
Which
Good
was,
baseball.
Unpaid. And then I caught a little bit of a break. I was the broadcast intern for the Red Sox AA team in Portland, Maine.
Oh, those
by the way,
Sea Dogs?
yeah, nicely
Sea Dogs,
done. Yeah.
Oh.
Portland, Maine, and Seattle, like kind of similar in the summer.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, both
Okay.
like Portland was the best summer I'd ever had until I moved to Seattle.
Oh, interesting.
And then after that, I was trying desperately to get a full-time job. Heather and I had been dating for over 3 years. We wanted to get married. And after every season, I would move back to St. Louis and just find odd jobs to keep me going until I could get another broadcasting job. And every year I'd hope it was full-time, and it never was. And so,
but you persevered.
and so after the Sea Dogs season in 2009 in Maine, I came back to St. Louis, and I was an assistant JV basketball coach, which I like the combination of assistant and JV. It really takes a lot of pressure off you. It's like, well, I'm not in charge, and they're not even that good. So
I'm the fun one.
I mean, just roll the balls on the court.
It's fine.
It's gonna be okay. Low expectations. And I was a professional dog walker.
I got to catch my breath.
Oh, wow.
I found a dog walking job on Craigslist.
Nice.
And so I don't remember exactly what I got paid, but it was actually like pretty decent. I mean, I love dogs. I mean, you better, right?
People love their pets,
yes,
man.
and it's just on a nice fall day in St. Louis, you go walk like 8 dogs, one at a time. So they're all in the same rough area of town.
You get 'em,
It was a great job.
nice.
And then winter struck. And it was like, I got to get out of this, man. This is the worst job ever. But so I told Heather, I said, hey, if I don't get a full-time job after this off season of coaching basketball and walking dogs, I will stop broadcasting.
Oh, wow.
Because that was that was the broadcasting gods telling me it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like you've put in 3 years of this, and if you can't get a full-time job after 3 years, you're probably not made for this, right? And I said I'll get a full-time job, and I was going to go sell appliances because that's what I did when I was in broadcasting school. My name tag said Appliance Aaron, which got me no additional business, funny enough.
But it had alliteration.
Yes, exactly. And no one cares for that, as it turns out. And I got one job offer, and it was for the Rangers AA team in Dallas.
Okay.
And it was a full-time job. So I hung up the leash and I turned in the whistle and I
Off to Texas.
Yeah, and I proposed to Heather and then moved off to Texas and was there for 2 years, and then was very grateful to get another full-time job in Rhode Island with the Red Sox AAA team.
Yeah.
And my wife's from Boston.
The Paw Sox.
The Paw Sox, which are now the Woo Sox.
The
They
Woo
moved
Sox,
out
yeah.
of Pawtucket.
They tore down that stadium just a
Yeah.
few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. I was very grateful to be able to call a summer there. So we moved out to Massachusetts, and I worked in Rhode Island, and it was great. Like my wife is from that area,
Yeah.
so we were very close to her family, and we really felt like we had kind of hit it. Like,
Yeah,
hit
of
it
course.
big.
That's big time.
This is cool, man. And after one season there, in the fall of following my first year, the Mariners job opened up.
Yeah, this is a great story.
And I really, I had no shot. And I knew that, and that's great. Like, you should be
You still gotta
realistic.
take a shot.
Yeah.
And go for it.
As
Go
you can
for
tell
it.
by my journey, I'm very confident.
You got to go for it, man.
And so, but in reality, you feel like you're one step away because you're in AAA. You're not, but you feel that way.
Yeah.
And so I made a CD and I put it in the mail and I mailed it from Massachusetts all the way out to T-Mobile Park, and I really had no expectations, but I felt like I should.
But Aaron, isn't it true that this was a huge opportunity? I mean,
It's so rare, as you can imagine,
Yeah.
that a big league play-by-play job opens up.
Yeah.
I mean, we are Supreme Court justices.
yes,
It's just once we get it,
Big deal.
We don't give it up.
Yeah.
because
that's right.
it's hard to find a better gig in the
Yeah.
industry, right?
Yeah.
And if you love baseball, this is it.
Yeah.
And so when this job opened up, I knew I wanted to apply, and I sent my CD in and basically forgot about it. Like, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I had to sleep well at night knowing that I tried.
Sure.
And I received an email from the Mariners weeks later, and although they didn't say it this way, my interpretation of the body of the email was, "Dear applicant, we have received all the applications for our radio play-by-play position, and we have divided them into two piles. A group of broadcasters that we think stink, and a group that we think do not stink. And we'd like to congratulate you. You have made the pile that we don't think stinks." And it was like, let's go! What's up? I mean,
You're running around the house.
It was honestly, without question, the greatest validation I've ever had in my career.
You don't
I
stink.
don't stink. It was like, hey, you're
There's
not the
okay.
worst we heard.
Yeah. There's a life
I'll take
lesson
that.
in there, everybody.
And
There's
so,
a life lesson. in there.
I just screamed at Heather, like, "Come downstairs! Look at this!
I don't stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we went to Applebee's that night, and we got 2 for $20.
Hey, okay.
And yeah, we might have even gotten two for $20.
Oh,
for all I
yeah,
know.
yeah, hey.
just to get the extra guac.
Yes.
And it was so exciting, and it was like I got the job.
Wow.
Honestly. And then you kind of come back down to earth, and now you start to wonder, like,
Maybe I'm good at this.
I'm not going to get this job, but it'd be kind of cool if I got another email that said I didn't stink. And so then I received another email saying, "We'd like to talk to you on the phone." And at that point, it started to get a little real, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've never talked to anybody on the phone like this before who's with a Major League Baseball
Baseball.
team. Like, this is crazy. And it just so happens that Seattle had gotten one of our kind of like freak snowstorms the night before my phone interview.
Oh, wow.
What year is this?
This would have been like end of 2012,
Okay.
beginning of 2013.
Sure.
Probably end of 2012.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
And
Yeah,
so you know how it is. Like, it snowed 1/8 of an inch, so everything shut down.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's right.
And so
People
this,
just
yes,
go
this is
bananas.
before Teams. This is before Zoom,
Yeah.
obviously. So what it was the maybe 4 or 5 people who were going to be on this phone interview were all at home, and we were all on this one mega shared phone line.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Ah, okay.
And
Well, this is fascinating.
so you can all imagine what it's like when you're in a group interview setting where 5 to 6 to 7 people are all talking at some point. Nobody wants to talk over somebody else.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And so somebody would ask me a question, and I would answer it, and then there would be what felt like 9 minutes of silence after my response. And I'd be like, "Well, that didn't go over well. And then they'd ask another question, and then it was another like 15 minutes of silence. I was like, I am bombing this thing
Oh my
to
god.
no end.
Oh man.
So the
I
interview
forgot to
ends-
say over.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did anybody call you out like, well, Aaron, I just disagree with that?
Did I call them the Marlins? What? Oh my gosh, this is awful. And so the interview ended, and I'm in my own head. I'm like, that was awful. I just cost myself the job right there.
Oh man.
And so I get another email, and they say, we enjoyed talking to you on the phone. What? We'd like you to come out to Seattle for an in-person interview. And at that point, now it's really real.
It's real
and
now.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Like I'm really
Jeez.
scared.
Yeah.
I had, like, all jokes aside, I had very little confidence in myself as a broadcaster. I had only been a lead broadcaster for 3 years, 2 years in Dallas and 1 year in Rhode Island. Like there was a lot that I knew I didn't know, and there was even more that I didn't know that I knew that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yep.
I didn't have a lot of reps in the grand scheme of things, and I thought that I'd be probably exposed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty surprised that I hadn't been.
Yeah.
And so I flew out, and it was just one of these crystal clear winter days.
Mm-hmm.
And I land, and I lived in Kansas City and in St. Louis in basically my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And so we land at SeaTac, and I walk off the plane, and I look out the windows to see the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember
Yeah.
I
Breathtaking.
just pressed my nose up against the glass, and I was like, I've never seen anything like this
Wow.
before.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never seen lakes like out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'd never seen evergreens like
The
out here.
trees,
the whole
man. Oh.
thing, right? It was like I'm on a different planet. And so I went through the interview process and didn't have a really good feel for how it went. And I remember going back home and saying to Heather, like, this was amazing that I got this experience. And when my next interview happens years from now, I'm gonna be ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've gone through this, and I'm going to take away a lot of great lessons. And then I started to hear through like the broadcast grapevine that other people who had applied had big league experience, or that they were interviewing, I should say, that other finalists had big league experience. And at that point, I'm like, well, like I'm out. Like there's no chance. And when I found out that I got the job, I'll never forget it. There was one time in my life that I wish I would have recorded something.
Yeah.
Was when I called my mom and told her that I got the job. She just like bawled.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Bawled crying. So Randy Adamak, who's now retired from the Mariners, he was one of the first employees. The press box is named after Randy. He's the man who technically hired me. It was a group decision, obviously, but Randy was kind of the tip of the spear on the whole thing. And I probably tell Randy once a year, we still see each other. He comes to the ballpark. He changed my life. Like he changed my life. He changed the life for me, my wife, my children. We had no kids until we moved out here. It just, if not for the Mariners, I could easily still be broadcasting minor league baseball. And people might hear that and say, "Oh no, you would have gotten a job." No, you don't know that. There are
True.
It takes
so true.
Everybody needs one person to fall in love with you to hire you.
Yeah.
Right. And if that one person doesn't happen, you don't get hired.
Yeah.
So it was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
And taking a moment to reflect on that person, if you are so fortunate to have that person in your life, is well worth it, because it is so true. If you are fortunate enough to find that person who gives you the break or you get to work for
Yes.
in your career, grab onto it.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely a career path decision. I've had that in my experience working with our city manager, Kurt Triplett. Yeah, we went to graduate school together.
Yeah, you met him in Boston.
Yeah, back east. So your coming to the Mariners may have had a little extra pressure. You were coming in to fill a spot from an absolute Hall of Fame legend, Dave Niehaus.
Yeah, Dave was one of a kind.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't need to tell anybody that. And I remember listening to Dave and Rick when I was in the minors, because you could, for like $20, you can buy this MLB audio pass. And I would listen to
Oh, that's
games
great.
as I would prep for my game. And I'd listen to kind of archive games. So I remember listening to Dave and Rick even when I was in the minors. And it was never pressure for me to fill Dave's spot because Rick was there.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
And
Yeah.
I totally understand the outside perspective of, oh my gosh, you're coming in, you're whatever I was 20, 29.
Wow.
Like now you have to take over for this all-time
Yeah.
underscored, bold, italicized legend in Dave Niehaus. And thanks to Rick, I never felt that.
Oh, that's
Because
great.
Rick slid to the lead chair, and I was just kind of his sidekick who's trying to learn on the job and get better. And Dave was such a big deal that the Mariners waited 2 years. I don't know if people remember this. They waited 2 years to fill his absence after he passed.
Wow.
And kind of serendipitously, if they had hired right away, if Dave wasn't this omnipresence that he was, and they'd hired right away like anyone else would have done, no chance I'm here in Seattle.
You might not have got the
No,
job.
because I was going into my second year as the lead guy in Dallas.
Oh, and that's right.
Yes. And then they waited another year, which gave me a chance to get to AAA.
Yeah.
And then after that, then they said, okay, we're going to open this. It's been 2 years. I think we're ready. Let's hire somebody. And then I mail my CD. So if they had hired after the first or second year, like, I'm not here.
It was meant to be, Aaron.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild.
So that is an amazing story. And you come out, and of course you fall in love with Kirkland.
Just like Heather. Yeah. So it's a very romantic relationship. Yeah. So it's funny, when we came out here, we looked, we had like 2 days to find a place to live, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And everybody's telling you every neighborhood to move to in the greater Seattle area, which was so easy to go shopping for a house. It's great. We lived in Juanita, like I said, and then came to the Rose Hill area, and now we have 3 kids, 10, 8, and 5.
Yeah.
And it really, Kirkland has become our real home. Like we have real roots here, deeply settled, deeply established, and we love it. It's, I mean, like everybody else who lives here, we can't imagine living anyplace else.
Well, that's just wonderful to hear.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember probably last summer before that, I love paddleboarding.
Oh, nice.
And my rule is that if it's at least 70 degrees, I'll try to paddleboard.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a
good
because
rule.
because otherwise, like with the amount I travel in the summer,
Forget
you're
it.
gonna all of a sudden you have like 6 days of paddleboard, right?
Yeah.
And I came home one day and I said to Heather, it was this gorgeous peak summer day, probably way hotter than 70, and I said, if I was a broadcaster for another team and I had an off day and I somehow made my way to Kirkland in the summer and got to the lake and went downtown and did all the great summer things that you can do in Kirkland. I said, I would call you up from my hotel and I'd say, honey, we're moving here. I mean, it's
Totally agree, by the way.
It's the best summer town
Yeah.
I can even imagine.
People don't realize how great the weather is here in the summer.
I don't, and I don't know how that's possible. Once you've been here for a day in the summer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything. Just the other day, we were walking over at by QFC and Shake Shack, and the splash pad is shut down right now. But just walking past it, like I'm just seeing my kids running through those splash pads in the summer, and just how much fun they have. Right? It's just the summer activities in Kirkland are not just us, but probably every family, like our favorite part of living here, and it makes the winters so worthwhile.
So worthwhile.
Yeah.
You're going to make it to the summer.
Yeah.
We think about the lake in the summer on a very regular basis.
And of course, one of our absolute jewels of our city is our parks and our parks department. So we thought it was super cool that you are actually a Kirkland volunteer, and you are coaching up the kids.
Yeah.
And it's, sign up to be volunteer season, right?
Yeah, for Pee Wee soccer.
Pee Wee soccer. So tell us a little bit about your experience with our city.
Well, it makes me very sad that I don't get to be very involved or even be a spectator during the Little League season.
Yeah.
Right. So
Fair.
my oldest son plays Kirkland American Little League, and my wife and our other kids are at the Everest Fields like 8 days a week.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
And fortunately, if we have a day off and he has a game, I can go, or if he has a day game on a Saturday, I can go. But it always makes me sad, but there's just no way around it.
Yeah.
That I can't be more involved with that. So I try to get super involved in the winter.
Yeah.
And I love basketball. I was the JV assistant basketball coach. I don't know if I
Yeah.
mentioned that on this program before. So I think I know a thing or two.
Yeah, right.
I think so.
Yeah. And so last year, I used to call a lot of basketball games, college basketball games, which kept me traveling and gone quite a bit in the winter as well. And my love for that kind of began to peter as our kids got older, and as my older son started playing basketball that resembled basketball. I would go to his games when I could, and it just became so obvious. Like I miss this. I want to be a part of this, and it is ruining my love for my other job, calling college basketball.
Yeah.
So I took a real big step back from that, and last year was my first year coaching him through Kirkland Parks and Rec. And he's on the Legends, go Legends.
The Legends.
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
nice.
pretty intense.
They're making a run. They're making a run for it.
Watch out.
And so I'm coaching him, and then my daughter, this is actually really cool. My daughter, who is now 8 and in 2nd grade, last winter, like everyone else, she saw all the Caitlin Clark.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
mania.
good.
And she wanted to play basketball because of Caitlin Clark.
Awesome.
Which was so cool to like see that happen in your own life.
Yeah.
Like you hear
Yeah.
of that, right? Like, oh yeah, they saw Julio, so they want to play baseball. And then when you see it in your home, you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
she was super bullish on it. She wanted to be a hooper. So we signed her up for 1st and 2nd grade Boys and Girls Club basketball at the Kirkland Boys and Girls Club. And so I'm coaching her team.
Oh, super
Yeah.
cool.
And so
Yeah.
our Saturdays are like, I'm coaching.
Let's go,
I'm
kids.
coaching her team, and then I'm getting in the car and I'm racing over to Kamaikan Middle School and coaching the Legends, and it's so much fun, man. And it's great to see all the parents, all the moms and dads, all the volunteers, and the kids who just. I mean, this is the NBA for
Yeah.
them.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like this is the big
Totally
time.
agree, man.
Like my
Totally.
son will come downstairs at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning in full uni.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like
Let's go.
so, and everybody else as well too. Like, that,
Oh,
like he's
yeah.
not alone
Yeah.
doing this.
No, that's a big deal.
It's so big.
Yeah.
And so to be a part of that from the practices and the coaching of the games and all that, and just to see kids who maybe we have a kid on our team who've never played a team sport before.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And he's in my son's class, and like in sharing circle every morning, when we have practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he raises his hand and he's like, I'm really excited for basketball practice tonight.
Oh,
And it's
so
just cool
good.
to be a
Heartwarming.
part of that, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's been like life changing is a pretty big,
Yeah.
big phrase, but I can't imagine my life without
Yeah.
it.
Well, good for you, Aaron. I have to say, as a young dad, you don't get this time back.
Yeah,
you
you're
just
right,
don't get it
100%.
back.
Yeah, you're right.
And as a young dad who's incredibly talented, you're getting all these offers from ESPN and Fox, or you do college basketball, do college football, literally. And I'm going to coach my kids and I'm going to spend time with my family. It's just a wonderful thing.
Well, it's hard. Like that. That's very nice of you to say. It was, like in honesty, it took 2 years of me having to be honest with myself.
Yeah.
And say like your world around you is changing.
Yeah.
Right. Your kids are getting older. They have more needs because of that. Your wife has more needs because more is being asked of her.
Yeah.
As our Goldsmith family Uber service is increasing, right, from all the activities. And like I just had to be really honest with myself and say, like, where am I going to be that will make me the happiest? And I'm really grateful I was at a point in my life where I could choose. I'm going to choose to be happy and be with my family because obviously not everyone can do that. And for the other 6 months of the year, I'm away a lot. And so
Yeah.
it was really important that I be home a lot more.
Yeah. You define
Nice.
your success, everybody. You define your success. You got to be reflective enough to know what makes you happy, even if the world is grabbing at you from other directions. So bravo.
Thanks, man.
And super helpful that our parks department plays a role in it.
yeah, even
There
better.
you go.
Even better. So now, Aaron, we like to have some fun with our guests. We like to play a little game. And we've crafted your game, which we have affectionately titled Make the Call.
Okay.
Make the Call with Aaron Goldsmith. Okay, so here's the call. A pitcher is overthinking his or her mechanics on the mound and can't find the strike zone.
Oh, boy. I've never seen that happen.
What's your broadcast call, and how does your analysis of the situation also apply to parenting and life?
Oh, my God.
See what we did there?
Well,
This is
big
like the,
question.
Big question.
Bet you were wishing you were a philosophy major.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. Well, this is the most complicated situation I've ever seen in my career. We're trying to solve the Paragathium theorem out here on the mound instead of just throwing it over the plate. For crying out loud.
Simplify.
Yeah. Throw a strike. You see here? No, it is funny. Like the Mariners obviously have this incredible track record of developing pitching.
Yeah.
And it's been a real eye-opener talking to both pitchers and coaches about their pitching philosophies.
Yeah.
And you would think that it's this like crazy, intense, diabolical, complicated, just 30-step process.
A lot of math.
Yes, like this is how they do it, and it's this trade secret that they've cracked the code on.
Yeah.
Right? And in reality, what they've cracked the code on is just making things as simple as they possibly can.
Oh, I love that.
Ah.
And the Mariners, one of the reasons why they pitch so well is they throw so many strikes.
Yeah.
And that sounds easy, but it's actually hard for a wide variety of reasons. But what they tell all their pitchers is throw it over the plate.
Yeah.
Just throw it over the plate. And the one math that they have done is that if you throw a pitch over the plate,
Yeah.
there is a 94% chance that something good will happen.
Holy cow.
94%. Yeah, it will either be swung on and missed.
Yeah.
It will be fouled back. All right, fouled
That's
up,
a
fouled
strike.
back. That's a strike, right? It will be put in play and become an out. Like there's a 94, or you'll land it for a strike and he'll take it.
Yeah.
Right? There's a 94% chance something good will happen and the ball will be back in your glove.
Wow.
And so what they've done is they've empowered their pitchers by giving them like actual data. I said there was no math. There's a little bit of
A little math.
They did the math and made
Yeah,
it simple
made
for
it
them.
simple.
And so what that's done is when pitchers are on the mound, they're not trying to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
The Mariners have a really good relief pitcher named Gabe Spire. He's a lefty, and 2 years ago he had this massive breakout season. He really had a very poor major league career prior to coming to the Mariners. And the Mariners, and he deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Completely resurrected his career. And I was asking him about it one day, and he said, with the Mariners, there are no don'ts. There are no, don't throw it here, don't throw this pitch.
Oh, this is fascinating.
He said there are only do's. Throw this. Throw in this location.
Oh, wow.
This pitch. It's all this very empowering language.
Forward thinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not. You're not up there saying, I can't do this.
Right.
If I do this, then he will hit it. Right. This
Right.
negative line of thinking. It's all your best pitch is this. Throw that. There are only do's.
Right.
And so whether it be parenting or coaching, like I have tried to mimic that as best as I can, because when coaching kids, right, we're really trying to simplify things, both in theory and in practice. And the way we communicate, we're trying to be as clear and concise as possible. And I catch myself probably with more frequency than I would like, talking in a way or instructing in a way that is becoming too complicated.
Yeah.
And I always come back to that of how can we make this succinct and simple. And like when you think about it, like all the greatest things in life are simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
And so the whole keep it simple, stupid thing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought that was like just made up, but
Yeah.
it's actually perfect.
There is,
Yeah.
I think Albert Einstein said, as simple as possible, but no simpler. I mean, there's a lot to this. And
Sure.
I think we probably need to play this podcast for our management retreat. Because honestly, I think that
I have a fee for that actually.
Hey, there's your business idea.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
I would like a $5,000 to appear remotely for your management conference.
because I do think that advice pertains to management too.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Aaron Goldsmith, you are so great and
Hey, it's
so
been
much
great being
fun.
with you guys.
Yeah, we
This is
really.
an awesome podcast that you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. I mean,
sure.
this means a lot to us, and we just love the fact that you're here having fun, and maybe you come back.
Hey,
Yeah.
for that appearance fee, I'd be happy to do anything. Yeah.
Think of us when the Mariners win the World Series.
You absolutely. You know what? You're my first call.
We're going to hold you to that.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And that brings us to our 5 over 5. That's 5 questions in what is sure to be over 5 minutes with our special guest. Welcome, Angela Arnold,
Hello.
our animal control officer.
Yeah, welcome back.
It's all about animals this week.
It's true. You can
This
be
month.
and you can be
Yeah.
a soil and water
Water
steward
steward.
and a animal steward.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's a
Just help out,
stretch.
just-
Anyway,
The community are animal stewards. they
Oh,
help me out. They
nice.
really do.
Yeah, Angela, you
Yes.
stuck the landing on that one.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
stuck that landing. That was great. So, Angela, you've been on the show before.
Yes.
Yes, we've had a lot of fun. But we do want to remind everybody who might be wondering, what does an animal control officer do?
So to simplify it, I protect animals from people and people from animals.
I like that.
Ooh, that is a
Wow.
really
Yes.
nice, succinct answer.
How about
Yes.
animals from animals?
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Because
Yeah,
every
ooh.
once in a while when you go to the dog park
Mhm.
or walking down the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my point of leashing your dogs.
She's just ready to go. All right.
I am.
Well, that's great. But you are the point of contact for the city when you have a question about animals, right?
Yes.
And it's not just dogs and cats.
No, there are the questions of our wild animals
Yeah.
that we have in our city. Yeah.
Did you ever encounter a reptile?
Well, no, not yet. We did in Bothell. They had 2 pythons.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
golly.
Really?
Okay.
Did they call
Yes.
for like help?
No, she didn't. I mean, they're not that hard to actually grab on,
Yeah.
and you put them in a bin, and
They're
But
happy.
if you were called on a call and you had to wrestle up a What kind of snake was it?
Python.
A python?
Are you
Are
wrestling?
you ready to do that?
You have to be.
You have to be.
Yeah, I might
Wow.
call in, some reinforcements.
I'd call them
Depending
Marines.
on the size, they can get very large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're strong. They're not super fast.
Yeah, not
though,
quick.
right?
No.
Yeah, it's not like
No.
They're
it's
not
not like
quick.
the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not
No.
going to be.
Like a cobra in there.
No.
No, and Burmese pythons are kind of like the golden retriever of the snake. They're
Oh,
like,
is that right?
okay, hi.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Oh, is this a bin?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Right.
So
yeah.
mostly you're getting calls for dogs.
Dogs and cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
of course, our wildlife.
Wildlife.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got to
All right.
talk all about the wildlife. All right. Well, thank you for doing the wonderful work you do. We love our animals here in the city of Kirkland. Now, you're going to talk about being a responsible pet owner,
Yes.
right? Because it's Responsible Pet Owner Month.
Yes.
So, what are like
absolutely.
3 things that would indicate you're dealing with a responsible pet owner?
Doing your due diligence, getting to know the breed and comparing them to your lifestyle.
Oh, that's a great one.
Wow.
Right?
yeah,
Because if
research.
you're living in a house with a nice big yard and have a lot of time and you can have that husky or that
Yeah.
German Shepherd that requires all that.
Yeah.
If you live in an apartment, a smaller dog would probably
Might
be a
be
better
better.
match.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's mostly like environmental things, like how compatible is the dog with your lifestyle and the daily operation? Because I talk about my pets all the time. They're
That's
since
true.
deceased, but I love them dearly.
Mm-hmm.
And Gracie was a golden retriever, and she fit into our lifestyle great. We had so much fun. We'd go to the park every weekend, but she didn't like to wear the New England Patriots sweatshirt.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Good
that can be a
taste,
challenge,
Gracie.
Jim. You got to really
Should
do
I?
your due diligence.
I know. but
Yeah.
You're not talking about that kind of. That's a lot of due diligence. Now, I'm sure Gracie loved the Patriots, but
I mean, was she a Seahawks fan? through
it
and
might have
through?
been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
She might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but you're thinking about, making sure that, when you get up in the morning, your dog's going to have a great day.
Right. And if you have time, take your dog for a nice little walk before you go
Yeah.
to work. It gets some of that anxious, nervousness out of their system,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Okay, what's
Yeah.
the second one?
Well, licensing, microchipping, having that ID on your animal
Oh, you got to
is
do that.
is key. It makes my job easier, but then, we can get those animals right back to where they live.
It's how we care for our animals, really. Like we
Yes.
need,
Mm-hmm.
we make sure that the animals are safe and that people are safe. You have to get your vaccinations, right? Part of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So not only do you want to make sure that they have all the necessary, parvo, distemper, all of
Yeah.
that, but rabies vaccinations for cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, so you register your pets, you're doing all that good stuff, and that revenue goes to the city to help care for our animals.
Yeah, it goes to animal
Yeah, it
control.
goes to animal control. Helps you
Right.
do your job.
Right,
Yeah.
because
Right.
we have a lot of strays, and we need to get the care for them.
Yeah.
Right.
But do we have like an animal, a fun animal license your pet campaign coming up or something like that?
Yeah, we kind of always running something.
Yeah.
We'd like to.
Instagram.
Yeah, I think we did something tied to Valentine's
Yeah,
Day
Valentine's
recently.
Day, yeah.
but
We did over Halloween too. We did a little
costume.
costume
thing, yeah.
license your pet.
Oh, those are adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. People come up with the greatest costumes for their pets.
My God.
True.
And sometimes the pets are like, look at me. And sometimes they're like Gracie with the sweater. They're like, yeah, no, don't really want to look like a pumpkin.
I already got a coat, Dad.
That's
Yeah.
right. Don't need a coat.
They're like, I'm gonna leave you a present
Yeah.
somewhere.
I'm going to communicate with you in a very special way. More on that in a minute because we were having some fun in the pre-show about your dog's behavior when they're going to the bathroom.
Yes. So your dog isn't locking eyes with you just because they're being weird.
Yeah.
They're looking at you because they're like, you have my back, right? I'm in a vulnerable position here.
Oh, it's like a safety thing.
It's a
It
safety
is.
thing.
Yeah, they're like-
absolutely.
So while you're saying, oh, what a sweet puppy.
Like we're
Your pup's going like, you know what's going on here? Like,
right.
Scan for threats.
Yeah,
Right.
scan for
Yeah.
threats.
So when you're taking your dog outside to go potty, scan your yard, make sure there's no wild animals back there, and
okay.
see
Yeah.
that your dog's back.
Nice.
Dogs
And
are so smart.
we'll get to that more.
I
in a
mean, cats are
minute.
super smart too.
Mm.
All right. Well, those are 3 really great tips. Do your due diligence on the breed, right?
Right.
That's number
Licensing.
1.
Yep.
Licensing number 2,
Yep.
and vaccinations.
Boom.
And
And
you
it-
do all that, you're living up to the month's goal.
Wow.
Right.
And
Being-
it's important to point out, I think, too, that Kirkland has a pet licensing requirement outside of the county.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have to.
Yes.
Yeah,
do-
that can be confusing for some.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
So
So
let's explain that.
yeah,
Mhm.
Angela, the
Right.
difference?
So every city has some kind of requirement for licensing.
mhm.
I mean, we have King County that license the county,
Yeah.
right? If you fall into that RASC or your Regional Animal
Yeah.
Services of King
oh,
County,
I
right?
see. Okay.
But Kirkland has its own.
Okay.
And yeah.
So folks don't need to register their pets with King County
you-
because Kirkland has its own
Correct.
license. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Thanks. Well, that's good to know.
Mm.
All right.
Good to know. And
1, 2, 3.
super important. So while I have you here, I have a couple of questions that have been nagging me a little bit.
Okay.
Can we go into that?
I think we already have, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've started.
I've
Let's
already
go.
started
yeah,
down
yeah,
that path.
Yes.
We've opened the door.
That's a
So,
rhetorical question.
Can I ask you, like, after the national championship football game a couple of years ago, there was a little frustration here. There was a great game. A couple of calls I didn't think were that great. But, the refs have a tough job. Did you notice that the Husky population was upset after that game?
I had a couple escapees.
Did
Oh,
you
You
really?
know,
Wow.
They were super irritated, nervous. They're like, "What is going on?
People think
I'm
I'm
outta
making this
here.
up.
Yeah.
No, that's validation.
Why
right
is
there.
this happening?"
Huskies weren't happy.
Yeah.
Huskies know.
Well,
Feeding off of their owner's energy.
yeah,
you
they're
know?
just like, I'm going to dig my way out of the yard today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
totally.
Okay.
So do you notice, like, during the Apple Cup that the Huskies aren't getting along with the feline population in the area? The
No.
cats.
It could be a very good possibility.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be any kind of cat.
Oh, any kind of cat.
I mean, goodness knows what's going up in Eastern Washington when the Cougars come out.
Well, yeah, watch out.
But
Yeah.
anyway, all right. So you're totally validating my
Well,
hypothesis.
well, Jim, correlation does not lead to causation
Oh, that's true.
necessarily.
Yes, good point.
But it's it more testing needed, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's good to know, though. I guess there's kind of like anecdotal evidence.
There you go.
I'll have to run stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Next
could you
time.
run that? I'd like to put that on the animal control officer.
Yeah.
dashboard
Wow.
to
We saw a
council.
real spike
Yeah.
on Sundays.
What's going on
of-
with well,
during-
during the Apple Cup particularly?
Yeah.
I want to
exactly.
know if there's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got a couple other key things you're watching, right? Because right now we're in this particular season. Our wild animals are particularly rambunctious.
We,
Do I have that right?
We are in mating season.
Mating season.
Right.
Ah.
And it's typically from late December to March.
Mhm.
So that's probably why we're seeing a little bit of a bump up in the sightings of
So we're seeing a lot of
coyotes.
coyotes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's happening with that?
So basically they are looking for food when they're out and about.
Yeah.
Kind
Kind of like me.
Yeah, well,
Fair.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
So, what I would say is don't provide them with a food
Yes.
source.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your neighbor's feeding all the wild animals
That's a
in their
no.
yard next door,
Oh.
maybe you might want to say, hey,
Yeah.
you are attracting the big ones too by
Yeah.
feeding the little
Oh,
ones.
gotcha. They're just making little buffet items for
Absolutely.
the drive-through coyote.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And it just seems like there's a lot of wild animals. Like there's a lot of rabbits.
Well,
Do I
that's
have that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about, Angela? Is that right?
We do. Unfortunately, they're in my yard eating my grasses.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I
Happens.
do welcome the coyotes a little bit. I want them to kind of keep the population down.
Yeah, there you go.
know?
I remember a story with my Grace. One day she came into the house and there was something in her mouth. There was like a little leg hanging out of her mouth.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Sort of. So she looked at me with those curious eyes.
Like, hey,
Hey,
look what I
I
found.
got something. So she opens her mouth and out pops a baby rabbit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Alive?
Happy as can be.
Yeah, still
Oh,
She
alive.
had a
yeah.
very soft mouth. It was like maybe a little ding on her leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was very, so
Yeah.
the rabbit was in fine shape, happy as can be, flying around my house. So we found the rabbit, we got the rabbit, we put it outside. She goes and gets another one, brings it in. Same thing. The baby rabbit's fine. So Grace,
I mean, she was proud to.
Oh yeah.
Can we keep it?
We put it out there. So, so the years go by, and my dog Gracie passed away. And then after that happened, I saw 2 rabbits sitting right outside my door,
That's a sign.
Oh, they're
and
like,
I'm like, those are the. I bet you those are the baby rabbits growing up.
So sweet.
oh,
Yeah.
That was what I thought.
well,
Coming back to see
Sweet idea.
if Gracie's hanging around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Anyway.
really sweet.
Yeah. So that's my rabbit story.
Okay. I love it.
All right. So we got to not feed the wild animals, right? It's silly season. They're out there
Yes.
everywhere.
Yep.
And we have a lot of coyotes. We got a lot of rabbits.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be in Kirkland.
well,
It's a great place.
yeah, they've been here. Yeah,
They have been here. Yes.
So yeah, I was walking Haku the other night, and a coyote just like trotted right on by, like maybe
Wow.
20 feet away, and then
Wow.
like turned and just was like staring at.
Oh, was the coyote staring you down?
Well, I think it was more like eyeing
out.
if like could I eat that little dog? And then
So
and,
the
and,
coyote
and
was
yeah, just like
sizing.
is this worth it? And yeah, and like I mean, Haku was like not having it and
Yeah.
started wailing.
Haku was ready to roll.
Oh, Haku was like,
not,
let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
look at the coyote. So I should have been a little bit
A little
more
more.
like, do I have your back?
Yeah.
Haku.
Think of that.
Yeah, exactly.
experience.
Yeah.
You're staring at the
So-
coyote,
But
and
you
the
had a-
Haku's trying to make eye contact.
Yeah, that's right.
You had a leash on Haku,
Yeah.
right? So,
Absolutely. Always
okay.
do. Yeah, with her
Yeah.
harness.
So
Yeah.
you're being a responsible pet owner.
Yes, we
So that's-
we try to do that.
Yeah.
Well, even though
Very nice.
the coyotes look like dogs, right? Part of the canine family, they're not dogs. They're wild animals. So like they'll come up and look like they're wagging their tail. It's like that's not a sign to play with them. And I've seen a lot of people with dogs that are dog friendly be like, "Oh, look, it's a little pup,"
Yeah.
and like maybe my dog will play with it. Like, no,
No.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Wild animals are wild.
They're wild.
Well, and they're typically in prey drive.
Yeah.
And you can see it in
Whoa.
their tails,
Mhm.
their positioning of their tails and their
Wow.
ears. Yeah.
So you got like
Yeah.
all the body language cues down.
Well, I have to with dogs.
Totally.
Approaching dogs, you have to know what you're seeing because
Okay.
they are communicating
You
with
got to
you.
read the
Yeah.
signs.
You do.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So it probably makes a lot of sense to like mind your cats during this
Mhm.
time.
Yes, and that was going to be my next thing to
Mm.
point out.
Mhm.
Bring your cats indoors at night, especially because unfortunately I have been seeing a lot of missing cat
Yeah.
posters.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Because the
so-
coyotes are going after the cats.
right? And when you're feeding wild animals,
Mm.
you're bringing those coyotes into your
Into the area.
your
yeah.
neighborhood.
Starts to become
Well,
okay.
and if they don't get a wild animal,
Yeah.
your cat could be.
Could be on the
Yeah,
menu.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, that's really
yeah.
So you
sad.
bring cats in at night. You
Okay.
probably should make sure you're vigilant and looking over your yard, right?
Absolutely, especially with animals that are under 50 pounds.
Okay, it's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of
So
smaller
your smaller
dogs.
dogs,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
I remember. So my cat Martin, he was bright white with like a top hat. Like he had a little top hat.
Like a little coloration
Yeah.
of his fur.
Oh, I
Like a
thought you
little
actually
black
put a top hat.
yeah, yeah. We did talk about costumes. Right?
Yeah. So Martin loved adorable. One night he got out when we first came to Kirkland years ago. I was like panicked
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
because he's like a neon sign for like cats in the neighborhood
Yeah.
at night.
Absolutely,
Like-
yeah.
Jeez.
But we got him. I
Okay,
was-
well,
I
that's
was
good.
Really
That's
worried.
good.
Probably
Yeah.
overreacted a little bit.
Aw.
Well,
No, it's
better to.
It's your
yeah.
fur baby.
Yeah, I'm
Keep it
out
safe.
there yelling, Martin, Martin. People are like, could you keep it down? I'm like, no,
I cannot.
I cannot.
Thank you very much for the question.
We found him.
That's good.
Good.
Anyway,
Okay.
you got to be mindful, particularly now.
Yes.
Well, what else do we need to know about wild animals? And-
Okay, so
yeah.
if you were to come across like a coyote or a bobcat,
yeah,
even
yeah.
being loud, waving
Mm.
your hands around,
Yeah.
yelling,
Kind of
looking
like with a bear.
right, looking bigger,
Okay.
than what you are, and
Mhm.
don't. You were mentioning that. Oh, look at the coyote.
Yeah.
No, make sure you're creating an environment that they're like, oh,
Oh, sorry.
goodness.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll just
I'll keep
take
going.
off.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Should have been
Although,
less
are you
hospitable.
supposed to be loud with a bear?
Yeah.
Depends on
Yes.
the bear, right?
Depends on
Well,
the bear.
bears in our area. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it's
that's
good
really
point.
good.
Yeah.
That's really good advice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's kind of like the most wild type of animal you've had to deal with lately?
Well, it's not native to Washington, but it kind of falls under the domestic animal. But I did have a pair of peafowl.
Peafowl.
What's a peafowl?
Peafowl, peacock, and peahen.
Peacock.
Peacock, peahen.
Yes.
Umbrella term, peafowl.
And we coined them as Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you got to tell us this story.
So it had been
Bonnie
going
and
on.
Clyde.
Yeah.
Bonnie
and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they had been kind of roaming the Bridle Trails neighborhood
Yeah.
for weeks.
Oh, terrorizing.
I'd show up, they'd be
Okay.
gone. They were
Oh my gosh.
elusive. They
Oh
kept
my-
moving.
I love these
One
two.
On the
step ahead.
run.
Yeah.
Yes,
These
one
two.
step ahead. Just
Jason
like,
Bourne of
Oh.
the peafowl. Okay.
They're like, Angela's on the way. Tom,
Yeah.
we got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
oh, it was so
I
frustrating.
wonder if they had like a lookout tower. They're like,
They do fly onto roofs and,
Right,
and
they-
trees.
they go
Oh
pretty
my
high.
gosh.
Yes.
Called it.
That's
They like-
what they do that at night, especially to get
okay.
away from prey.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Avoid
They're
the
smart.
coyotes.
So
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, they're super smart.
Okay.
Pecking their
Very.
names into a wall
Yeah.
before they flee the area.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So they're robbing banks around bridle trails or whatever the peafowl equivalent
Taking whatever food they can find.
There it is.
Because
Okay,
they're
got
kind
it.
of
Yeah.
omnivore type
of
birds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They can
Yeah.
be brutal.
Right. So
Okay.
they found a home. This man was feeding them for about 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
He took them in,
Oh, okay.
created a whole environment on this back porch for them,
Whoa.
took care of them.
He kind of adopted them.
He did. And then he called me and said, "Hey, I really think these birds need to have a permanent home.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I've been taking care of them. I know they've been out and about in the neighborhood. So anyway,
Okay.
Well, that's really cool. So
Yeah.
he says, all right, I think the time has come.
the time has come. Yep. So I called around, tried to find some people that would be interested in maybe adopting because we did not know where these birds came from.
So you can
Wow.
adopt peafowl?
Well, if
Link in
you
the show
have
notes.
the property,
I didn't know. Did you know that?
I didn't.
I didn't know
Like I
that.
thought you could at the zoo, but I didn't know like
There
bring
are-
them into the house.
there are
Yeah.
bird rescues and
right.
yeah. So we did find a gentleman that was able to take them in. He was able to get them trapped before I could get out
Oh, you
there.
have to tell the story. Like, how,
Stole my thunder.
Sorry. So, okay. So now you know where they are, but you still have to get them, right?
Right.
And we know Bonnie and Clyde are very, very
Mobile.
mobile,
Yes.
and they're smart.
And they can get onto a roof.
They
So
get
we did
onto a
not.
roof.
That's literally the Jason Bourne movies,
Yeah.
as far as I'm
And
concerned.
there's a lot of Jason Bourne in the story.
Okay, so
right.
you come up with a plan.
Yes. So when I talked to the gentleman, I said, "Hey, this would be a good thing for us to maybe get the animals to go into the garage,
Okay.
to kind of wrangle them in there."
So we're like in the movie,
It's
we're
a
seeing
sting.
the
The
montage,
entrapment,
of
Yeah.
you like drawing with like arrows and a circle,
Almost like
and,
a bait and
schematics.
switch too, because we
Oh.
move the food and kind
Ooh.
of
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting some incentive out there.
Okay.
Right. So that was the plan. So the gentleman went out there. All the cars were moved out of the garage. It was.
Nice. The
But
scene
he
was set.
failed
Scene
to
was set.
call me.
Oh, he didn't call you.
He just
He just
went for it.
implemented.
Well, and he has the birds. He has his own
Okay.
flock.
Oh,
if you
okay. So he's
will.
like, I got this.
He's seasoned.
So
He
he's
knows
a
what he's
peacock
doing.
farmer.
you keep doing the work across Kirkland. I got this one. And
Right,
then you're
yeah.
like, but this was a partnership.
I wanted.
You
I-
wanted the
I-
like selfie with the
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was your idea.
Well,
That counts.
maybe.
Oh, I think that's a big deal.
He's the hero in the story.
Yeah, well now we all know that it was a
There are a
shared
few heroes.
yeah.
There are a few heroes. Don't forget the montage scene in the movie with you, and as David pointed out, with all the arrows.
Yeah.
and the-
Yeah, and the schematics.
Diagram.
And,
That's
yeah,
like the
it's
guy in the chair, right?
Yeah.
In
I wrote
in
the
trope.
story, but I didn't get to make the movie.
Yeah.
well,
Right.
directors also get Academy Awards.
Mhm.
So
So you got Bonnie and Clyde.
We did.
Okay.
He did.
He did.
He did.
And he then, so now they're on the farm?
They're at a farm in Snohomish and living their best life with other peafowl.
I grew up, my neighborhood growing up was called Peacock Farms.
Jim, whoa.
I know that's a
I feel
slight
like
non sequitur, but I just thought I'd throw it in there.
I feel like all moments in your life have led to this
Yeah.
interview, Jim.
I grew up on a farm as well.
Did you?
Yes.
Well,
With
I didn't grow up
peacocks?
on a farm. It was just
No,
a
we
pond.
did not have
Oh,
peacocks.
okay.
Cows, pigs, chickens,
Wow.
a couple
okay.
dogs,
Wow.
Hey, there
barn
you go.
cats.
Oh, nice. That's like
Yeah.
a proper farm.
That's
Yeah.
a problem.
Nice.
Yeah, mine was like a contemporary neighborhood. But it was called Peacock Farm.
Peacock Farms, indeed.
Well, what a great story.
Wow.
Yeah.
And happy ending for Bonnie
Day
and
in the
Clyde.
life
was,
of our
yes.
amazing animal control officer.
Wow.
I think, honestly, no problem at all putting that on the police dashboard as a major success.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
it
you
was
think?
it was a running joke for a while.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah, oh,
okay.
yes.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, well, we have one more question for you.
Okay.
What are you watching, reading, listening to for fun these days?
This might be cliche, but I do like to watch Animal Control
Yes!
with Bill
So
McHale.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay. Is it so?
Wait, is that on Peacock or is that Fox?
I believe it's Fox.
It's an animal network.
It's not-
I
nevertheless.
stream it, so
Okay, well,
yeah.
there we go.
It has to be
Yeah.
on an animal network.
well played, Anthony.
Yeah. Well played.
So that's pretty accurate to like the day in, day out. Is that right?
No,
It's like
not
a police
so
show.
much.
It's-
Of course, that's how it works.
Yeah, all the time.
Just
yeah.
like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is wrapped up
Yeah.
in a few minutes, right? No.
It's like when I was practicing law and I'd watch a trial show on TV. I'm like, no, nope,
Law and Order's not true to life.
no. There's probably some
Mm.
moments,
Sure,
in
yeah.
there, but you know, like how the trials go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No,
The attorneys aren't out on the stakeout.
Objection. yeah.
but you like the
The show Animal
the show
Control.
Animal Control.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just the whole kind of comedy of it, right?
Yeah.
There is a lot of comedy in dealing with animals. They're
Mhm.
unpredictable. You don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. So,
Okay. Wow.
And they're adorable
yes.
So
most
have,
of the time.
have you interacted with many ostrich
No.
in Kirkland? Okay.
No, thankfully.
Okay.
Maybe someday in Bridal Trails where they have more room for
Well,
those
yeah,
kind of
that's true.
animals.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Emu.
But
Ostrich
you did encounter a snapping turtle.
We did. So Hunter, our previous animal control officer, was on duty for patrol. I was
Yeah.
unfortunately not on duty,
Ah, okay.
but he did capture. It was about 3 feet
Woo.
big.
Wow.
This guy was living his best life for a while, but
Wow,
unfor-
snapping up a lot of.
yes,
Food.
they're an
Oh my
invasive
gosh.
species. Yeah, they're not native to Washington.
Okay.
So Department of Fish and Wildlife came and picked them up.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're kind of dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll like
yes.
take a digit.
Absolutely.
Jeez,
Very
okay.
strong.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you mentioned Fish and Wildlife. Is that a good resource for people if they want to find out more about?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
especially with our nuisance wildlife, you
Yeah.
know, people get a lot what in their yard and they're
Yeah.
like, what do I do with all these
Yeah.
raccoons?
Yeah.
So there are what you would call like wildlife operators, I think is their name. So you would go onto nuisance wildlife and they are listed on there. And we actually have some Kirkland
like
agents,
Oh,
officers. Yeah.
wow. We have
That's
wildlife
do.
agents. We also have
Well, I mean, they're
That sounds really
located
cool.
soil
here. Yeah.
and water
yeah.
stewards.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I have the wrong job title. There's a lot of really cool.
There's some cool
like,
job and volunteer titles on this
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's
that's
just
amazing.
call
Okay,
it like it
so
is.
some more information, and we'll put that in the show notes.
Okay, perfect.
On Fish and Wildlife. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Officer Angela Arnold, for being on our podcast.
Thank you for having
Well,
me.
we always love to have you. And that brings us to our 5 over 5, Jason. That's 5 questions in what is sure to be over 5 minutes,
Oh boy.
covering 35 years.
yes.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, we're going to hear all about the job fair.
Yeah, I'll give a little plug. So Saturday, April 5th, at our North Kirkland Community Center, we're going to have a opportunity for people to come out and learn about all the different kinds of things out there that we have for different jobs. There's like 75.
Really?
Wow.
There's like 75 year-round seasonal jobs, and like in the summer, there's like 160 seasonal jobs
Wow,
that we have as
so-
a department. So there's all kinds of things from lifeguards to cashiers to helping little kids, program, instructors. It's across the board, operational jobs, working out in the parks.
Nice.
So it's a whole job fair around opportunities to work at the best parks department in the state.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There you
opportunity.
go.
A lot of opportunity, yeah,
Right?
for sure.
And
yeah.
that's kind of how you got started.
I did. I was hired back in 1990 as a seasonal employee, working out in the system, prepping baseball fields,
Nice.
and changing garbage cans, and keeping them clean and safe and beautiful. And yeah, I just loved it. It was a great job in college for sure.
All right, well, hold that thought because we want to, it's perfect transition, right? Come to the job fair to learn how to find your career in this amazing parks department, just like
Jason
our
Simon,
star
our
park superintendent.
Yeah.
Jason Ryan. All right, so Jason, let's take a step back. Where'd you grow up?
Walla Walla, Washington.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, grew up with a family of farmers, and when I was young, I spent a lot of time out in the fields working, doing
Did
stuff.
you think you'd be a farmer?
I wasn't sure. My grandpa gave me a really hard time when I came over to the coast. We call it the coast if you live from East One, right?
Oh,
And,
we're on the coast.
We're on the coast,
Right now we're on the
exactly,
coast.
right? We're on the
Oh, okay.
coast.
Gotcha.
And so every Christmas he'd give me a pitch about being a farmer, and I'd say, "Oh, Grandpa, thanks so much. I got to make my own way."
Yeah.
So I never did become a farmer. I became kind of an urban farmer,
Yeah.
right? Because
there
I'm
it
planting
is.
trees and doing all kinds of cool things out there to make our parks healthier and beautiful and clean and safe. So I was kind of a farmer, but kind of not, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But kind of what you were saying when your grandpa was saying that was, thank you, Grandpa, but I really got to chuck a couple of 3-pointers, right? Because you're
I
a
did.
aspiring star basketball player growing
Yeah,
up.
out of high school, I did come over to attend the University of Washington.
Division
and,
One,
Basketball.
Pac-10
Yeah.
at the time.
Wow.
Wow.
That's for
Yeah.
reals,
So-
man.
Yeah,
You were a baller.
I did play a little basketball.
Yeah.
And I had an uncle that was the coach at Northwest.
Here in Kirkland.
Here in Kirkland,
Ah.
and after that first year at UW, I just figured out that's probably not my thing. I really wasn't probably at that kind of a level,
Yeah.
and realistically, and but the
So
coach,
you
the,
thought.
the coach at that time, he was at St. Mary's, and he had taken the job at UW, so he was the one that convinced me he should come.
Yeah.
So it was. And I liked him. He was a great coach. Lynn Nance was his name. And but then I started hanging out with my uncle's players and just really liked them, and we gelled. And so I made a transfer and finished my career at Northwest, which is really wonderful. I really loved my years at Northwest.
Okay, so but in many ways, Jay, that's where the story begins. Because you head over to
Yeah.
Northwest University in the amazing city of Kirkland, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And you got, the team, you guys were young.
We started 4 freshmen.
Freshmen.
so
You,
kinda-
you were one of those freshmen?
I was one of those freshmen.
Yeah.
3 of my other buddies. And so we kind of took our lumps that first year.
Yeah.
But by the time we were sophomores and juniors, we started being pretty
Started
competitive.
gelling a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's the way to do
being
it.
pretty competitive. Yeah. So
But you were so competitive.
yeah, we actually in 1993 we won a national championship there at Northwest. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Northwest
so-
University in the NAIA.
Yep.
It's like a kind of like Division Two.
It's a little below, right
below
Division.
Division
Yep.
Two.
Yeah. So, but
You
so,
and this band of freshmen
yep.
who stuck together through thick and thin
Yep.
won the national championship
Yep. Yep.
for the NIA. And last time I looked, Jason, the United States of America is a pretty big country.
Yeah.
It's-
Now I
It
feel
is.
like I'm seeing the montage of the.
This is a movie. This is a
the
Yeah,
Netflix
it's a
movie.
movie.
But now hang on. So that championship came in 1993. I heard you mention before that you started as a seasonal with the City of Kirkland in 1990. So I
Right.
feel like in the background of this movie is Jason. You're working
Tending
out
to the ball fields.
tending
yep.
to the fields, like doing
Yeah.
like
Sure.
how did that
Yeah,
like?
at that time, I was a night seasonal, so I worked from like 1 in the afternoon to like 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
wow.
While
was a-
you were
it was
going
a-
to school.
Yeah, well, it was a great
Wow,
job because then I
hustling.
could get up
Okay.
in the morning, go work out,
Yeah.
work out for a couple hours, get a couple hundred shots in. It was a really good job for me in the summer times. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, kudos to you, man. That is amazing. You're a great student. You're on a team. And what was your position?
I played at a point guard or off guard.
Okay, so you were like running the show,
Sometimes, yeah. Depends on the matchup. Right?
throwing up the 3-pointers.
Yep,
Yeah. Because I
definitely
know I know you got the shot.
Yeah, cast
And
some
you're
threes.
beautifying the city of Kirkland, all while you're going to college.
Wow.
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
I grew to love Kirkland. It was a really great place.
Wow. That is truly exceptional.
Yep.
Okay, so you graduate. What happens next?
graduate. At that time, there was an opening, a full-time opening, and I was encouraged to apply. So I applied and got the job and just started working. I mean,
Yeah,
my wife and I
there you
just
go.
got married,
Oh,
and
nice.
so we bought a little small house up on Rose Hill, like South Rose Hill area.
Yeah, very
Bridle
nice.
Trails area.
Is that
Off-
your house to this day?
It is. It is.
Oh,
the
it's
house
very
is
nice.
yeah, my grandpa gave me a pretty hard time about
Did he really?
pay,
What's he
about,
saying? Come back?
well, no, it was a price thing. So
Oh,
we
the
said,
price,
hey,
yeah,
Grandpa,
yeah.
we're going to pay $129,000 for this house. He's like, oh, son, you could move to Walla Walla and get a house, 4-bedroom, 3-bath for like $60,000. I was like, yeah, it's in Walla Walla, Grandpa. It's not in
Grandpa,
Kirk-
we're
not
on
in
the
Redmond,
coast.
Kirkland.
We're on the
Yeah,
coast,
it's on the
yeah.
coast, right? Yeah. So I got to kind of make my own way here. But no, we bought that little house, and it was a great job. It was I was always really appreciative of the work, and for me, growing up on a farm, I work with my hands, so I was
Yeah.
used to working outside, and it was just a great fit, great people to work with, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so
Yeah, so much of it is the people you work with, don't you think?
it really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Kind
for
of
sure.
fit in. You had the experience, so you kind of had a good direction, right when you graduated.
Yeah, and it was, and at that time it was a little bit smaller of a team and of a community, so I was able to, over a course of several years, just do everything out there.
So you've
that we
done
did.
most everything.
I've been the night guy, I've been the tree guy, I've been the pool guy, I've been the mow guy, I've been the, you name it guy, right?
name it.
Yep. So it was really good for me to get all that kind of experience.
Yeah, so in addition to being awesome at everything, as you move up in your career, and kudos to the city for recognizing the talent, right? You went to graduate school.
I did. I watched my my immediate boss at that time, our parks manager, and he went through a process and didn't get a job. And so for me, it was like this little eye opener of like, man, I never wanted to be able to not provide for my family or be in a situation where you do all this work and then not given the opportunity. So I went and got an MBA.
Wow.
And
good for
so I
you.
had a
You
master's.
did that
That was
at night?
before. That was at nights. That was before kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. My wife was super supportive, and
good
I
for
would
you.
go to school at nights, and then I kind of just was in the right place at the right time. The boss retired, and so I was this young guy that had a lot of education,
Yeah.
and a lot of good experience, and they gave me the opportunity to be the parks manager. So it
Awesome.
was really
And
cool.
that was after you got your degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you get the MBA. This is such a wonderful story. You get your MBA. You get promoted into parks manager, right? Operations.
Yep.
Yeah. But that degree came in handy because we were kind of kibitzing a little bit about some fun stories over the last
sure.
35 years.
Sure.
And
Sure, you have
y-
some.
There's a very, very business case story
Right.
that is really part of your amazing legacy with the city.
Yeah.
You got to tell us about that.
Oh, quick story. So the city was, we're always trying to save green space and trying to preserve, some lands for people to recreate in. And one of those spots was in Houghton, and there was a water district number 1.
Yes.
First water district in our state. And they had about 4 acres there. And that actually was the water source for the community of Yarrow Point. So
What does that mean?
the old timers back in deep,
Back in the day.
big day, they had dug these wells that came to this concrete collector in this basin, and then
Yeah.
they piped it down the hill underneath Lake Washington, and then plumbed it up over on Yarrow Point, and that was their water source, right?
Wow,
Wow.
fascinating.
And then along comes 9/11, and then the requirements for water districts really
changed.
increased significantly just
Yeah.
for people's safety.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so the
gotcha.
city came in and said, hey, we would like to buy the property. And so worked out a deal. And I had asked my boss, hey, can you throw in the water right? The water right would be awesome if we could include that into the purchase. And like, I don't know. And so it didn't work out. But then after the fact, I said, hey, these guys have this water right, the directors and the folks that ran the district. And I said, I think I can get it for really a reasonable price, like maybe 30, 40 grand. And I said, I can do some permits and get the ability to use that water right to water our waterfront parks. We got a lot of waterfront parks that are, we like to keep in good shape. They're
It's kind of like
the jewel,
parks.
the jewel of our park system, right?
Yeah, kind of like the parks version of a merger acquisition.
right. So,
Well,
so he says, "Well, put a business plan together and let me know." And so I did a little business plan for him, did a little return on investment, and so we were able to purchase 44 acre feet of water, which is about 14 million gallons,
Wow.
for about $40,000, and in perpetuity, which means that we use that water every single year forever. And it only costs us what the maintenance is in terms of like the power to run the pumps or to make sure the intake valves, they're all underneath the waterfront docks.
Yeah.
Of these intake valves that we
wow.
tied into the
Okay.
irrigation systems. And so, yeah, really cool. And so, like
really
today,
cool.
like if you were to buy that water off the potable system, it's over 6 figures, right?
Yeah.
And so it depends on how hot the summer is and how long the summer lasts, but we are always able to keep the waterfront parks beautiful and clean. And actually been kind of a cool thing because we're not using water off the potable system where people use it for drinking or washing.
Yeah,
We're
you
using
get a credit, right?
Yeah, we're using it at the very end of the water's life, which is in Lake Washington before it goes out to the ocean, right? So there's lots of nice values about that in terms of the actual water system itself. And then even the environmental part, because we're using this natural organic water, and it kind of helps keep our plants and our grasses a little nicer. It's actually really cool. So
Now, Jason,
Wow.
there was something in you
Bravo.
at that time that was like, we need the water right. Like, what? Why was that such a thing? Like, many people might just be like, yeah, okay, well, that's fine, move on.
well, coming from a family of farmers, I had a good appreciation for the value of a water right. And so
Yeah.
but around here everything's on the potable system, right? So
Yeah.
it's all just coming from through
through-
our own water department.
Okay.
In fact, I really was enjoying teasing. At that time, our water manager was Greg Newman. And I said, "Hey, man, I'm
remember
not
Greg.
paying you $6
Not charging your
$6
fees.
bucks for a unit of water, which is like 750 gallons, right? I got 14 million gallons we can use, right? So
I'm putting my education to use.
push change, yeah, exactly,
and
right.
life experience.
But
That's great.
part of the job too of being a public servant is it's just trying to always be thinking like, how can I do better by the taxpayers?
Yeah.
Right? How can I save resources? How can I be creative? How can I do some things that are going
And
to save? Right?
environmentally sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
kind of a win-win all the way around.
Yeah.
And thankfully, at that time, the director was like, "Yeah, move forward, let's try it." And so we did it, and we did all the work in house. So we just did this little system project, and away we went. That was back like in not like late like early 2000s, like
Wow,
2001. We've been doing it for probably over 20 years.
And every year we get savings.
Well, yeah, because we're not
Every
buying
year,
water.
yeah.
Yeah, every year it's a 6-figure savings every year.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well done.
Wow.
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Bravo, my friend.
Yeah, no, just a little opportunity to serve
And that
sometimes.
brings us full circle to the job fair.
The job fair, yep.
Yes.
You
Come
too,
out April 5th,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Come on down on April 5th. You too can find a pathway to purpose-driven, environmentally sound employment with wonderful people.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah, we have a great
Beautiful.
Parks and Community Services has a wonderful team. A lot of great folks.
And so y'all are hiring both for kind of on the maintenance side, kind of more the like tending to the parks.
Right.
and
There's
stuff.
operation openings. There's
Operations,
lots of openings in recreation.
Oh, nice.
That's where the
Okay.
bulk of them are with
gotcha,
lifeguards and
okay.
cashiers and program assistants, folks to help out with all the day camps and
Yeah,
different kinds of things out
okay.
there. So
D-
yeah, pretty
Department
cool.
of Fun, right?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
You guys kind of are the Department of Fun,
Right.
don't you
right.
think?
People love parks, right?
love
It's a
parks.
wonderful thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So-
We
and
love
we're-
our parks.
And we're really fortunate in Kirkland. We have a wonderful compilation of parks that kind of cover the whole spectrum, right? There's waterfront parks, community parks, all kinds of cool stuff out there, trails.
And in that spirit, Jason, we'd like to play a little game with you. We
Okay.
created just for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Thank you. That was a wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful story. Your story is amazing. Okay, we're going to call this game Field Notes, the Wild and the Wacky.
Okay.
Are you getting nervous yet? No. Calm as a cucumber.
Yeah, I think
everybody.
he's unflappable.
We'll ask a question, and you tell us your wackiest parks encounters.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yep.
We'll give you the context. You give us the story.
Let's go.
All right. What's
Look at that former national
That's
champion
champion
here.
right here.
He's ready for this.
throw the ball up, man? We're ready to go.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever found in a Kirkland park?
Chihuly piece of glass for sure.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Was it
So there was
fully-
it was really cool. So I think back in the day, there was someone in his shop that would place these pieces of glass like they had just washed up on the shore naturally.
Yeah.
So Dale
kinda-
Chihuly, the
The legit
like
Chihuly.
world-famous
Legit
Legit.
artist.
And I think it was kind of like to
Wow.
create some buzz maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they would show up in the region, like
Oh, okay.
Bellevue Parks and Kirkland Parks. And I happened to open up one morning and open up a park. You go to in the first thing in the morning and make sure it's clean and everything's ready to go. And there this was right there and picked it up. It was really super cool.
How?
Yeah.
That is.
What did you do
Yeah.
with it?
I kept it for a while. Then there was this person I came across that just loved his glass, and so I gave it to the person. Like, here you go.
Aw.
Like, how'd you get this?
Such
Like,
a wonderful
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
really
showed up
cool.
on the wall.
Yeah,
you
so,
really are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, next one. What's the strangest animal encounter you've ever had while working in the parks?
Please say
Bro.
zebra. Please say
Yeah,
zebra.
there was some zebras that got loose a couple years ago.
No.
Not in our parks, but
No.
I would say a black bear for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Kind of
That's
unique,
pretty
you know. They
rare.
are
That's pretty
on
rare.
the east side a little bit, but not. We haven't had many. I've seen lots of like coyotes and deer and bobcats and stuff like that, but I had never been right there.
Were you in the
close.
park with the black bear?
Yeah, I was walking through.
Which park?
We call it Snyder's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just middle of the
Yeah.
day, just it was kind of weird, right? Just not a care in the world,
Just cruising.
going from site to site, just picking up people's bird feeders or whatever they do, just eating,
hanging out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. People were kind of freaking
They were
out.
freaking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But the bear wasn't. Bear
No,
was
the
like,
bear was happy.
I'm
right?
ready for my next meal.
It was a nice day. I was
Nice
walking
day.
around. Yeah,
Bears love our parks. Everybody loves our parks.
Yeah, there
yeah.
you go.
That's the most unique one, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the hardest or most unusual task you've ever had to do?
Oh, I would say being the city's sexton. You know what a sexton is?
No.
Well, if you look it up in Webster's, it's gravedigger. Yeah, that was
Oh.
my hardest job ever.
Wow.
You
Yeah, I served up there at the cemetery. The city operates
because
and
you've
maintains the
essentially
cemetery.
done every job.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the city operates and maintains the
Yeah,
cemetery.
people might
Yep.
not know that. We have a
And
cemetery.
yep, we have a cemetery. And so for about a year and a half, I was the cemetery guy.
Wow.
And
Are we talking a shovel here?
backhoe?
Backhoe?
But, yeah,
But-
but with the backhoe. But
yeah.
the aspect of the hardest part is just when you see someone lose someone, especially young
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
lose a kid, or just that was the hardest job for me for sure. But
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
What's the most impressive or unexpected thing you've seen a parks visitor do?
Oh, unexpected. We had a customer that tried to drive from Crestwoods
jeez.
Park down to
Here we go, ladies
Forbes
and
Lake,
gentlemen.
back to the apartment complex down at Forbes Drive down there. And they took the those exercise stairs we have at Crestwoods. They tried to drive a Saturn down that. Yeah.
They tried to
Oh.
drive a
They made it
car.
down like halfway down. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Halfway down.
Where were they going?
They were
I
going
think
down
it-
to Forbes Lake Drive?
Yeah, down to the apartments down at Forbes Lake.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
real?
is,
Yeah.
that's like 60
Wow.
Try,
degree
take
incline.
take a
or something.
shortcut there. It didn't work, right? Got high center
No,
about
it didn't
halfway down.
What
Yeah.
happened?
We had to repair it and fix it, pull the
Did
car
they
out.
drive all the way down? They get stuck?
No,
they
they
got
got stuck
halfway.
halfway. Yeah,
Were they
so
okay?
I think they were okay.
Okay.
More or less, like probably pretty frustrated and shocked they didn't make it all the way. But yeah,
I can only imagine what
It
that
was a thing.
conversation was like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What were you
Yeah,
thinking?
what were you doing, right? Seriously.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Jiminy Cricket. Okay, next one. Have you ever had a moment where you thought, quote, well, I didn't expect to be doing this today?
Yeah, for sure.
What was that?
Multiples. right?
Yeah. Which
pro-
one do you pick?
Probably the one that maybe folks might appreciate the most is one of my staff called up in the morning and said, "Hey Jay, I got a body down here at Waverly Beach," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like a body? It's like, no, it's a cremation, but I think it's a cremation, but it's like a little cardboard box. I was like, well, hey, bring it back to the shop and let me take a look at it. So he brings the box back to the shop, and it has enough writing on it where I can kind of tell the funeral home and kind of tell the name of
Oh my gosh.
the person. And so I thought, well, I need to try to reunite these ashes with the family, right? I mean,
Wow.
obviously that washed up ashore
Yeah,
for some
good
reason,
for
right?
you.
So
Oh, it was in the water.
it was in the water on the beach, yeah, Waverly Beach, yeah. So, and got the name and called the funeral home, and they said, "Oh, that's actually pretty old. We don't have those records." And so I'm almost going to start Googling and see if I can find like where this person lived, And through, I don't know, it took me a little bit, but some calls, finally found and got the number for the wife of this individual, and called her up, and I said, "Hey, kind of a weird situation here, but I have your husband's ashes
Oh my
in my
goodness.
office,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
And I'd like to reunite you with your husband's ashes." Like, "Oh, Jason, thank you so much for the call. We used to live right next to the park,
Oh
and
my
we
gosh.
sold the house a few years ago, and that was always our special place. My husband died at an early age. They had this wonderful, all these wonderful thoughts and these experiences at their house. And so my daughter and I, we flew up from Los Angeles. this last weekend, and we just wanted to place Michael in the lake, and just where he was peaceful, and so we were going to spread his ashes in the lake, and we went out to the end of the dock, and we kind of tossed his ashes into the lake, and next thing you know, this white devil bird came by and swooped him up and flew away with him.
Oh my goodness.
And what she was talking about was a seagull.
Seagull.
No.
A seagull came by, thought it was a little box of food or something like that, and flew away with her husband's ashes.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, how can I make this right for you? How can I help you? And she says, well, can you go back and put him in the lake for me? I said, well, sure. It was like a July, August type of afternoon, beautiful day. Like, there's hundreds of people at Waverly Beach. There's no way I'm going to go back there in the afternoon and do that, right? There's no way. I'm a city guy, right? So I get up like at 4 o'clock the next morning and then take the ashes down to the lake and put them in the lake for her, and gave her a little call and said, Michael's in his spot. So she was
so
super
sweet.
thankful. But it wasn't what I was expecting, right? And I spent a couple hours, doing a little service to the community on that one, right? But yeah, it's just,
Unbelievable.
Kind of
What a story.
unique story, right?
What a story.
Yeah.
Very unique.
But when
story,
she said this devil white bird came and
my
swooped her
God.
up, she was pretty emotional. She was,
I
she wasn't
bet, yeah.
like that.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
kind of weird. Anyways,
Wow. Those were some answers.
Yeah,
35
Yeah.
years.
You've
Yeah, I
seen it all.
been
seen
around
it
for a
all.
minute. Been around for a minute. Yeah, for
that's
sure.
right.
We have just one more question.
Okay.
Well, you enjoying any favorite books, shows, movies?
Oh, I sometimes it's long days at work. So my thing is when I get home, have a little dinner with my wife, and it's whatever she wants to do. If we go on a walk, we go on a walk. We watch a show. We might watch a TV show, and I do like to study quite a bit. So I look at the stock tables quite a bit at night, and I like to do a little investing, and I like
that too.
I like to research and do the whole thing. I've been doing it for since college. I used to go in early before school started. There was a guy there at Northwest that was he was an avid investor, and I learned so much from him.
That's great.
Dr. McMillan, and so I just kind of kept that same thing going. And
That's awesome.
I like to read at night
Yeah,
and do my own little thing, So
Keep the mind active.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. It's
Sounds
important.
Active and engaged. Jason
important.
Filan, you are a wonderful human being. And
I
thank you for
know.
being on our
Seriously.
podcast.
For sure.
And
for
for
sure.
serving the Kirkland community for 35
35
years.
years.
It's
Thanks for
amazing.
the
We are
invitation.
blessed to have you and your service here in this city.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I love working for Kirkland. It's my home, right? And it's fun to serve. Yeah, we have a lot of wonderful people in Kirkland, right? So,
Thank you, buddy. Yes, and that brings us to our 5 over 5. Not 5 minutes.
What?
5.
Or questions?
No.
Wait, nope.
5 pieces of live music
Oh.
in what is sure to be over 5 minutes
Okay.
with our amazing guest,
That's right.
Alyssa Sargason. Welcome, Alyssa, again.
Thanks again. Honestly, it feels like crashing a party I secretly wanted an invite to for a month.
Well, we've had so much fun. We've had, we do a preparation show and
Or meeting, yeah.
preparation meeting, yeah. And some of us just kept spouting off new pieces of music.
I wonder who could.
Yeah.
So I've been looking forward to this show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to talk all about some really cool projects coming up on the Cultural Arts Commission, but we're also going to talk about music in general.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, I got to figure maybe for the first time on a government podcast, we're going to play some Rachmaninoff and maybe some Tchaikovsky.
And maybe more.
And maybe more.
And I like that you used we when really it's all Alyssa.
I'm sure you can play chopsticks.
I can. And a little bit of Billy Joel.
We
Yeah.
just provide the inspiration.
Yeah. There you go.
But before we get into all of that, Alyssa, how did you come to Kirkland?
Well, Jim, it's a classic story. Story of romance, ambition, and some airline policy.
Oh, okay.
I was living my best life in my home country, Armenia, when love struck. Actually, Microsoft did.
Oh,
My
okay.
husband got a job offer,
Oh, wow.
and I had to relocate. I actually was 8 months pregnant when I got on the plane.
Wow.
I had a hard time convincing the flight attendant that I am not going to turn the cabin into a delivery room.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Wow. So there was like real drama.
Oh, yeah. But 2 weeks after landing in Washington, I gave birth to my first child. I came to Kirkland and fell in love with it.
Wow.
Wow.
And when was that now? How long ago?
15 years?
Wow. Amazing.
And
Quite
you
a
guys
while.
have been here ever since.
Yeah.
We briefly moved to California, but nothing can beat Washington, so we moved back.
Nice.
Ah, well. Glad you're back. That's amazing.
So now you are the chair of the Cultural Arts Commission. Tell us a little bit about what you do at the Cultural Arts Commission.
Mm-hmm.
Along with my fellow commissioners, I work on art projects. We advise the city council on everything related to public art, from selecting new artwork, supporting emerging artists, to brainstorming for new public ideas, engaging with our community, and evaluating our proposals.
Yes.
Wow.
So if the city really is interested in acquiring art or creating art, for the most part, we go through this commission.
Absolutely. We see projects from all types of artwork, murals, sculptures. We have installations of interdisciplinary art. We have community's favorite Park Lane Outdoor Gallery. And we have a surprise coming up.
Oh, we're going to talk about that surprise.
Teaser.
I think it has something to do with a historic vote.
Yeah, that we maybe mentioned already.
Yeah. Kalakala. So, but some of the, dare I say, iconic pieces of art in the city. I think the sculptures on Park Lane.
Yeah.
I think those have become really popular.
Absolutely.
And they're wonderful. Tell us about that program.
So it runs every 2 years. We actually take the artwork only for display purposes, but the artists get the opportunity to show their artwork. The artwork is for
that's great.
sale.
Oh.
And the city doesn't take commission from the sold artwork.
Oh, wow.
During our projects, we already sold 3
Oh,
artworks.
that's great.
Really?
Yes, so
Oh
we're
my
very
gosh.
excited. We're going to have a completely new selection of artwork coming to Park Lane in fall.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Okay.
this fall, so essentially, Park Lane becomes an outdoor art gallery.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So if you are a sculptural artist looking to show your work,
The applications will be open in June.
Another piece of iconic art, I gotta say, is the frog.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I agree with that, and I know the Kirkland community agrees with
Yeah.
that.
I biked past the frog yesterday.
I just love that frog.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Now, it's a good segue because a little birdie told me that the same artist that did the frog
Oh.
is commissioned to do...
The Reimagining the Kalakala project.
Oh, very good.
How about that?
Okay, so we have said this word a few times. We've talked about it a little bit. Kalakala. What is the Kalakala? Or what was the Kalakala?
The Kalakala was truly one of a kind. It's an iconic ferry.
A fairy. Okay.
A ferry. And as you know, it was built in an Art Deco style, and it's over probably a century ago. It's been trailing the waters, bringing people to World Fair, bringing people over to Seattle.
Yeah.
It's been built actually here in Kirkland at the Lake Washington Shipyard.
Okay, which is where Caroline Point is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Now, its name means flying bird
Oh.
in Chinook jargon.
Oh, wow.
So remember that. Hold
Okay.
that in your thought.
Oh, okay. A
Okay.
little clue.
Little
Drop a
birdie.
little clue.
Okay.
I'm not going to say more on that.
Ooh, okay.
But I'd say this. It's actually a funny story. So after it was retired, this turned rather sad because it became a shrimp cannery
Oh, is
in
that right?
Alaska.
Wow.
And-
The ferry itself.
Yeah, no glamour anymore.
Wow.
So.
Well, yeah, but utility, you know. That's good.
Manufacturing.
Yeah.
Well, decaying, it was dismantled in
Oh, okay.
2015.
Wow. Okay.
But the city of Kirkland purchased over 30 pieces of
Oh, wow.
Kalakala's
Okay.
remnants, and some of them have been already put into art, but some of them were still rotting on the yard somewhere in the Public Works Department.
Yeah, so some of it is in Ferritin Spur, right?
yeah,
Up
some
on
of
the
it's in Ferritin
CKC.
Spur, and then some of it else was in storage. Yeah, right. Like
I would
kinda
say
needing to be put to use. Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
needing our attention.
Yeah.
I remember we first visited the site with the members of the city staff. We were standing in the mud, looking at the remnants, and we looked at each other and thought, how are we going to turn this
into art.
into art?
art.
That's the beauty of art, though,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. That was our idea.
The beginning of our story. How we transform this to that.
We thought how we can breathe new life into the remnants of the Kalakala.
Wow, amazing.
And we
Okay.
wanted to see what contemporary artists could do with these materials, so how they could transform the rust into relevance.
Ooh,
Oh,
rust into
boom.
relevance. Love that.
So this project is underway. What's the timeline? When will we start to see things?
We've been working on this for almost a year already.
Wow, okay.
We've received 19 applications. We've worked hard, selected 5 finalists, then selected the winner,
Like the artist to take
the
these
artist,
pieces.
and that's the community's favorite, Will Schlapp, the
Okay.
same artist that created the frog for Cross Kirkland Corridor.
And that frog's just kind of at the base of the. I just always think of it as like kind of the base of the stairs at the backside of Crestwoods
Yes,
Park.
yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. But the Kalakala, it's going to be installed at the south trailhead of Cross Kirkland
cool.
Corridor, and that's next to the South Kirkland Park and Ride.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
kind of like a gateway, right?
yeah, so that's right at the Bellevue Kirkland border, right?
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
at that crossing at.
Welcome to Kirkland.
We do get a lot of questions, why not next to the water? And
wow.
it's again very simple because it used to connect people
Mm-hmm.
over water. Now it's going to connect people on the trail.
Nice. That's amazing. And so when are we gonna see this on the trail? When's the?
Well, hopefully end of summer. We still need to
Oh, wow.
pass it by the city council.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot that still needs to happen.
Yeah,
but we should
totally.
at least see images and things like that.
That's amazing. Wow.
I
Exciting.
am not going to tell you what it's going to be about. Just remember that it is a total makeover
Yes.
of the ferry.
A reimagining.
That's right. Okay.
Well, thank you for that amazing work, and thank you for giving us an update.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to have a little fun for the remaining part of our show.
Now, Alyssa, you supported us last year at Community Appreciation Night, providing piano accompaniment.
Oh, yeah. That was so much fun.
It was well, and you're phenomenal, and I think we're gonna find out more about that here. But you're also helping us this year as well with the song that we're gonna be doing that we've been kind of teasing a little bit on the show and on social media. So that has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much. You're not only an amazing pianist, but kind of your general music direction has been really helpful for the team.
Yeah, and a classical pianist doesn't always play classical music.
Well, that's true.
This is going to be an adaptation of the Broadway show, the hit show, Wicked.
Yeah,
And it's the song
It's popular.
Popular.
You gotta
Let's
be
be popular.
popular.
Now, we have adapted it. We've adapted it.
We have.
But you have to come to the show if you want to learn
all the
the
fun
fun
adaptation, all the lyrics. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And, you know, David did mention you are an accomplished classical pianist, but you're also a competitive pool player. Tell me how that happened.
Well, Jim, what can I say? It's a lot of fun. I play amateur pool.
Wow.
8-ball, 9-ball.
Oh.
Okay.
It's
So you're in
actually-
competitions?
I am in competitions, and
Oh my
we just
gosh.
won our playoffs. So
What?
if we will win the next round, we're off to Vegas to the national championship.
Oh my gosh.
And to reference another musical, we've got Trouble right here in Kirkland City
Oh.
with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
All right, well, maybe we can have another special pool segment, but we're going to finish this show with a special segment we're going to call the Kirkland Crescendo.
Oh, wow.
all
Are you
right.
ready for the Kirkland Crescendo?
You're scaring me, Jim.
We're going to riff on some of our favorite classical pieces of music and ask you to have a little fun with us by playing excerpts from them.
Well, that's not fair because you're asking me to play on a keyboard
Yeah, it's true.
that is shaking.
we should have brought in the Steinway for this one.
Absolutely. Next time.
I think we need a Steinway for the studio.
Oh.
I mean, I think we're getting to that point.
Okay.
All right, so because I can't help myself,
in our pre-production meetings, I kind of threw out a couple of pieces of music that I thought might be fun for people to hear that might not know, as, you know, kind of an introduction to classical music. And the first one that came to mind was Rachmaninoff's Second Piano Concerto.
Of course.
Tell us about that.
Well, I would say it's an iconic piece, but the story of it and the story how he created it is even more fun. So Rachmaninoff arrived at the point where he was having doubts about his composing skills and ability to continue.
Wow.
He needed the help of a therapist, friends and family, to bring him back to life.
Oh, wow.
They took him to a remote place, Ivanovka. It's a village in Russia. And he locked himself in a room in a total isolation.
Wow.
He drank lots of coffee. And he spent days, I would say even months, composing the second concerto.
Oh, my goodness.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, iconic piece of music will be presented in a truncated form. How do I say that?
This is a piano reduction. Musicians, please forgive me for what you're about to hear.
Let's play it. This is amazing
Okay,
stuff.
so Rachmaninoff's Second Piano Concerto.
Okay,
Piano
create a
redu-
little,
piano
create a little
reduction.
notepad
Okay.
at home. You are amazing. That, I am sitting here hypnotized.
Well, I could go for long, but you only have an hour.
People thought we were kidding. We weren't kidding. This is for real.
So is this your day job, or is this just something you do for fun?
No, I'm a professional pianist. I'm
Okay.
also a composer. I work a lot with dance. I work a lot with chamber music. That's what I do.
Wow. Well,
Now, I'm not saying you have to be a doctorate in art as you are, and a pool champion as you are, and a concert pianist as you are to be, you know, the chair of a commission. But you kind of are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so Rachmaninoff, I've always had that as like one of my all-time favorite pieces of music. Thank you for that. Interestingly, many of the pieces that we're going to talk about were adapted into popular music. And in that piece, there was a song in 1975 by Eric Carmen called All By Myself.
Wow.
And that's the next movement, I think, of that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
So there's so much amazing stuff in there. Okay, the next one I asked is the Habanera from Carmen.
Yes. So that one is also a very popular piece of music. If you know nothing about music, you still will recognize this.
Oh, okay.
And Carmen opera is actually one of those wild stories when the flop becomes a legend.
Ooh.
This opera bombed, and critics called it too scandalous, too gritty. They were expecting polite romances, not a messy love. And a story about an independent woman who works in a cigarette factory. She dares to live life on her own terms.
Yeah.
They weren't ready to accept that.
No. But it ultimately became a phenomenon.
Yep. Even my son knows this music.
Yes. Okay, so I'm sure you'll recognize this, but this is the Habanera from the opera Carmen. That was so great.
Amazing.
Magic. So iconic.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be one of the most recognizable pieces of music.
I've got to say, as a 90s kid, I was probably introduced to Carmen and a piece we have coming up from Pagliacci from the show Hey Arnold.
Oh, there you have it. Another
that's a
popular
deep
culture.
cut right
Do
there.
you remember that episode, David?
I do
I do
not.
not.
No,
But
okay.
I trust you.
But it's yet another intersection of classical music and popular culture. Now, I have to say, I grew up, my aunt would come over, and she was a opera singer. And she would play these pieces on our baby grand piano. That's kind of how I got introduced to
That's
them.
amazing.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, our next one is Leoncavallo. This is Pagliacci, Tears of a Clown. This is a very iconic piece of music as well. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, well, this story is also kind of sad. I mean, this is one of those pieces that I personally sing when I am taking a shower.
Yeah, this is where you just let it rip.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, this piece is representing this idea of putting on a mask, putting on a costume, and doing what you are expected to do, no matter how you feel. And the music itself is just gut-wrenching. The clown goes on stage and smiles, even though his heart is in pieces.
Oh, wow. Okay. The
All
show
right.
must go on.
The show must go on. And what's interesting is this really is the operatic origin of the phrase Tears of a Clown.
Wow. Okay.
Pagliacci, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
You are magic. Magic.
The resolution at the end.
It's like I feel like I've seen that in slow motion, like
Oh, yeah.
dramatic moments.
Very
of movies.
dramatic.
Okay.
Now, apparently, this was recorded by Enrico Caruso in 1907, and it became the first sound recording in history to sell over 1 million copies. The aria basically
Wow.
launched the recording industry. How about that?
No
that
big
had
deal.
to be on one of those wax cylinder records.
Must have been.
Yeah.
Honestly, we had to double check that. 1 million's a lot.
I can't believe 1 million people had record players
I know.
in 1904. What did you say?
And they're all playing Pagliacci.
Apparently.
Okay, so we've been playing a lot of opera music. How about the symphony? Got anything from the symphony?
Well, I actually was expecting you would put me in this trap. My favorite symphony is Mahler's Fifth, and it is impossible to do a piano reduction and play it on a keyboard.
Wow.
So for the sake of our sanity, I'm going to say my favorite is Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony, the Pathétique.
Pathétique.
Oh,
Ooh, okay.
okay.
Let's hear some Tchaik. That's what we call them in the business.
Okay.
Just beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh, I feel like you're transporting me back to when I was like 8 years old, hanging out in my living room on the weekend.
Awesome.
Oh, so
It's
great
good stuff.
That was magic.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And beautiful.
I have people crying over it
Oh.
all the time.
So was it Tchaikovsky, the Pathétique?
Yes.
Okay. So our last one is the heroic. We go from the Pathétique to the heroic. Nessendorma.
So my son is a soccer player.
Yes.
He loves Nessendorma. I play all the time. He sings
Okay.
from the top of his lungs.
Nice.
Now I know why FIFA wanted this song.
Yes.
Absolutely, because it basically is from a famous Turandot opera. And the song's name literally means none shall slip. And no one is sleeping during the World
Yes.
Cup. Not the players, not the fans, not even the referees.
And you're making reference to the 1990 performance by Luciano Pavarotti at the World Cup, where he did this rendition in the stadium, and he actually won a Grammy for it. So it's now become this iconic part of the World Cup experience.
Amazing.
Yep. Here comes the piano reduction of it.
This is so exciting. And the World Cup is coming to Seattle.
Oh!
Holy cow, everyone. That's it, a full performance this week in Kirkland. And
Heard
if-
it here first.
Heard it here first. And if you, probably the first government podcast, too.
I gotta
Come on.
think. I mean, I think we can kind of own that record.
We have to
until-
promote all of this amazing art.
That's right.
We're going to start our own Tiny Desk concert.
We
over
might
here.
start a tiny desk. We'll
Oh
see.
my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, we'll get some artists in. Now, if you want to see the extraordinary, the amazing Alyssa Sargason perform, remember, May 13th, Kirkland Performance Center,
That's right. Community Appreciation Night,
Community
including
Appreciation Night. Alyssa, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot more fun than my usual piano drills.
And that brings us to our special guests. And I say guests because we have Kara and Larry Mannion, owners of Spud Fish and Chips. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Did you listen to a couple of podcasts?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So now you
So
know.
we kind
this
of know
is-
what we're getting
Yeah,
into
yeah,
here.
That's what we
That's
like
smart.
to do. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very smart.
Yeah,
Do
it's
here's
savvy.
what you're
Here's
about
some homework. Yeah.
But you didn't see the studio before. Now
No.
you're in the studio.
No, this is impressive.
The full-on studio.
I really like it.
I hear it's better
feel-
than a lot of other studios.
Thanks, Larry.
So we're going to talk all about Spud and the history of the business. And you do a lot in the community. We want to talk about that too. And, of course, all the fun associated with Spud. So let's start a little bit about how Spud, which is iconic, got started in Kirkland.
Okay.
Well, got started in Kirkland. So Spud's been around since 1935.
Woo!
And there's a lot of the history that I know is kind of like urban legend
Oh,
passed
okay.
down from the Alger family. But so
So the Elger family started the business.
they started on Alki in 1935.
Wow, on Alki. Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Right. And then in 40, they opened Green Lake. And then when World War II came, they closed Green Lake, and the mom ran the Alki store while the two brothers went off
Oh my
and
goodness.
fought the war.
Oh my goodness.
When they come back, they reopened Green Lake. And then in 1969, they franchised the first Spud to George and Marty Benner here in Kirkland.
Really?
Wow.
Okay. So the Kirkland location has been here since '69.
Since 69, that's right.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
When did you guys come into the picture?
Yeah. Well, George ran it for a while, and then my godfather was George's salesperson.
Really?
And so when George wanted to retire, he took it over. And then my godparents wanted to retire, and we took it over, and that was 18 years ago.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And then 10 years ago, we opened Baby Spud.
Where is the Baby Spud?
Baby Spud is in Edmonds, across from the ferry dock.
What? Why did I not know there was Baby Spud?
Baby Spud.
It's 10 years now.
Oh my goodness.
So it's not now. It's more of almost a teenager.
Yeah. Angsty
teenager.
time.
Yeah.
We're sensing a through line, a theme.
Yeah, I
Stay
love
close to the water.
Well, yeah.
This is
right?
true.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, fish.
We always say within sight of the sea.
Side of the sea.
Is our idea.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love it.
But really, here in the Pacific Northwest, that
Yeah.
can be so many places. We're so blessed to be so close to the water, almost
right.
on every churn.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's super
Well
smart.
said. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what defines Spud? What makes Spud so
A
special?
spud.
What makes a spud a spud? Really, only two things make a spud a spud.
Oh, pray tell.
The name on the building and the special super secret batter mix.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because your signature meal is
A double cod and chips.
double cod and chips.
Yep.
Oh, sounds so good.
That is the most popular thing on the menu, but we've added a lot of other things to the menu.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but that is, and you'll notice from spud to spud,
Mm-hmm.
different locations. We all have a few unique things on our menu,
Okay.
which kind of.
Can you tell us a Kirkland unique thing?
Ooh, yes. So recently we've done a chicken sandwich. We've done a
Yummy.
fish sandwich.
Okay.
We have campfire sauce. We just did a taco, and
Wow.
most recently brought on a new burger.
What?
Whoa.
Okay, we got to talk
Finally.
about the
What,
burger.
what?
Jim's like, oh,
But
yeah, hold
before
up.
we talk about the burger, I need to dive a little deeper into the super secret.
Okay, so we'll pause on the burger, return to the burger,
Yeah.
but you need to
Need to talk about the secret sauce.
or
Is it
se-
truly
or secret
Secret
batter.
batter.
secret batter?
Yeah.
Is it truly a secret batter?
Well, urban legend is it's still locked in a safe in the Alger's house in
Oh,
the
I believe
basement
that.
somewhere.
This is the basis of a new Netflix series. Just so we're all clear.
Has anyone ever
Secret thing.
has anyone ever pushed you for it?
Well, since Spud has been around so long, it's become a local favorite. And Kara and I really feel blessed that we can be part of something kind of iconic as Spud.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, there has been a local business icon, and Spud would be one of his favorite meals.
I mean, naturally.
So when he was away, he sent his executive chef, his private chef
Oh, the
Okay.
story, the
To
intrigue
get-
begins.
I'm just saying, the Netflix series writes itself. It just says here we are. Okay, sorry, back to you.
to
Larry.
get the batter mix so that when this business icon was away from the Pacific Northwest, he could still have his Spud.
Oh my
I think he particularly liked it on his yacht.
Ooh.
That's
why
what I'm
wouldn't
told.
you?
Is what
Well,
we are told.
View of the sea, right?
Right.
And
If you're
that's
in
what
the
I'm
sea, you
told.
got to be eating the fish.
So
too.
clearly he didn't get it.
Okay.
Right. I mean, this is, these are corporate secrets. Right? This is like,
Well,
He did not get the recipe,
Did not get the
but
recipe.
he would get the batter mix.
Oh, okay.
Far be it from me to deny
Sure.
Oh,
a
yeah, of
person
course.
their Spud.
Yeah, right. Even
Now,
when
if
they're
it's-
far afield.
It was just put in a nice Ziploc baggie.
yeah. Of
Right.
course, you got to do that.
Nothing was
go.
identified on it.
Yeah.
Right.
But if a certain podcast host were to show up at Spud
Oh, yeah.
with a fake mustache,
Oh.
On top of your beard,
beard, maybe a trench coat,
trench coat. You got a little
hat.
like
a hat,
Big
even
floppy hat.
thicker, big glasses.
yeah, and I had this person had a chemistry kit.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah.
set up there trying
Don't
to
pay that
reverse
person
engineer.
any
Sits in
money.
the back corner,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't pay that person.
Can I get some
any-
batter in
Yeah.
a plastic
Yeah.
bag?
That's
picking it apart,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Just don't
studying it.
Don't start a fire, please. in
Okay.
the corner.
Yeah.
With your chemistry
Okay, so
kit.
fish and chips, the double cod.
Yes.
That's the go-to
Amazing.
signature piece.
That's the
It
go-to.
is.
New hamburger though. That's fun.
Yeah, the burger's fun.
Wow.
Yeah, the
okay.
story behind that's kind of a fun one. Larry developed this burger idea in the lab of our.
Yeah, I was like, do you have like a test
Yeah.
kitchen?
Well,
What do
we
you-
were at a test kitchen, as a
Oh,
matter of
this is
fact.
so great.
Where?
I love
to,
this.
I used to call it like Test Kitchen Thursdays. And like
Yeah.
Thursday night, especially when I was up in Edmonds, it was a little bit slower at that time, especially in the winter. And we kind of just start frying stuff up, see what would happen.
So,
Oh,
Larry,
my
here's the
goodness.
thing about that.
Amazing.
When you do something like that, you probably need like other people that aren't in the restaurant every day
Hint.
to test it.
So
We've done a lot of
luckily
testing.
for me, at the end of the building in Edmonds is a bottle shop.
Okay.
And I would walk it down to the bottle shop, and we developed quite a nice relationship between
I bet.
beer and fried food.
Oh, that's where I was going is. I think you know where I was going.
Yeah, if you see a
Oh,
certain
we-
podcast host wandering by
Really
on-
good.
Right.
at
You could
tasting stuff.
Tasting
Happened to be
stuff.
there on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
I mean that adding the bottle, that's just nothing but a win.
That's right.
So test kitchen Thursdays.
Test
okay,
kitchen
so,
Thursday.
so develop this burger and other
Well, we kicked it.
options?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kicked it around. We did all kinds of stuff. The stuff that you would imagine, like Twinkies and Oreos, and
Oh, did you really?
Fair
we did.
food.
Ice
Snicker
cream.
bars.
well,
my
as
gosh.
a matter of fact, at the fair, we used to have a booth in the fair.
Really? Oh my
And,
goodness.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that was a fun time. And then my godfather ran that for a long time. I spent many a summers out there.
Nice.
And that's when we were doing the pickles still. But we don't do dill
okay.
pickles anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then most recently, the man who was running that fair just decided, you know what, he's going to spend more time with his family. So this will be the first summer at the Puyallup Fair with no spud.
Oh my gosh.
In like
Years.
dozens of years.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
Aw.
that's probably where the fair food idea
Yeah.
started to come from.
Wow.
So back to
Nonetheless,
back
to the burger.
the lab. Let's
Yes.
just call it the lab.
The lab.
So you're in there, creating new ideas. How'd you come up with the burger? You have a lot of options on a burger.
Well, we do, but what's always kind of stymied us a little bit is we don't have a grill top in Spuds, so everything is fried.
Okay.
Oh.
No
And
problem
so-
with me.
Hold up. So this is a fried burger?
So it is. So we batter it
Even
with
better.
the super secret Spud batter mix.
No.
And then we bread it in panko, so it's kind of crunchy.
No.
And then we deep fry it, and it comes out
Yes.
like katsu, like a katsu burger.
Wow.
Wow.
We put it on a bun with tomato and lettuce and pickles and our
Are you using our campfire or our fry sauce?
campfire.
Campfire sauce for that one.
See,
So
we're really
it's-
getting into the details.
Yeah.
What is campfire sauce?
Yeah, we just came up with campfire sauce. That was another creation
In the
Oh,
lab?
Wow.
in the lab
Yeah.
Oh my
that
gosh.
came out. Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
Our manager came up with
yeah,
that.
and the full disclosure, I'm not a restaurant guy.
You're not a restaurant.
I never worked in a restaurant a day in my life till we bought one.
wow.
So-
well, hey,
super
good for you. Learning on the job. That's great.
So
What
we-
motivated you?
Me.
well, her godparents did want to retire, and at that time their kids were younger,
Yeah.
and they weren't ready to take it over, or maybe didn't want to at the time, and so they asked us, and I figured, this was 18, 19 years ago, and it beat wearing a BlackBerry flying around selling stuff. So
There you go.
That's what we call a growth mindset.
right?
Hey, listen, we're going to make it great. No, I've
Yeah.
never run a restaurant, and
But
I'm going to learn how to do it.
let's go.
In fairness, I grew up in this, and my godparents were super. Myself too. I mean, I worked in it as a high school
Kara,
student.
had
a
you
little
run,
bit.
Had
a
you
little
run
bit.
a restaurant before?
I had not run a restaurant before. No, I had. I was more of an HR recruiting,
Yeah.
PR person,
Nice.
and raised 3 beautiful, wonderful kids.
Yeah.
And kind of as
Bravo.
I was coming out of that, decided to get back into this, and so we were walking
Amazing.
on Juanita Beach one day, and he said, "You know what? I think we're ready to retire. Move on. Do something else. You guys want to take it over?" And we were like, "Okay,
Oh, I love
Interesting.
that.
sure."
Wow.
Because
how-
they were wonderful people, and they gave me
Yeah.
a wonderful upbringing. And I mean, I have a fabulous family, but they were such an active part of my life growing
Oh,
up.
Amazing.
And I thought, gosh, if I could just do an ounce of what they have done,
wow.
it would be great. And
See-
so they entrusted us with it, which I thought was pretty cool because we're now only the 3rd owners
Wow.
of that
That's super cool.
store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's been really fun. And so being a gal, I thought getting out there and getting away from just running the diapers at home and stuff was kind of fun because I was past that
Yeah.
stage. We
Yeah.
You
homeschooled
did
our
it.
kids for a while. We
Nice.
were super involved in coaching them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
You're
was the
very-
next stage. And our kids have all worked there, albeit our daughter doesn't love to, but
she don't
our
like
boys
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, during COVID, it was a total family business.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah.
You know,
Amazing.
it
That's
has.
great.
It's a wonderful origin story. And you know what strikes me a little bit as we've gotten to know each other preparing for the show is there's working in the business, which is clearly, we talk a lot about that, but then there's also working on the business.
Yes.
And you both really have impressed me about how you think about the processes associated with business. Even, I mean, coming into it, creating how you interact, it's something it seems like you have really prioritized. And even this morning, you were talking about your manual, your employee's manual, and how you refer to the business and what's the appropriate process for that. It's, someday you might want to write a book, stories of how people may have started their work careers at Spud or began, and now they come back and say, "Oh, I remember the day." And
right, we do. We call them Spud alum, and there's a lot of Spud alum running around out there for sure.
Yeah,
and it is kind of cool.
The people we hire, we call them Spudsters.
The Spudsters.
Oh
yeah,
my
the Spudsters.
gosh.
And there are a lot of alums. We were lucky enough this year to join the chamber.
Very
nice.
And it's been a wonderful experience. And we hosted a chamber lunch a couple weeks ago. And one of our old employees was there as a professional.
Oh, that's so
and
great.
it just brought such a cheer to my heart.
wow.
And we've had a gentleman just in the last week who was a manager, brought in his daughter.
Nice.
I hear it all the time when I'm sitting at the till. Oh, I used to work here.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah,
And
it is very gratifying to have young people come back maybe 10, 15 years later and still say, man, this is one of my favorite jobs.
Yeah, that's so great.
This is one of my favorite jobs.
That's so great.
That says a lot about you guys and the approach you take, right? I mean, being...
maybe in spite of us, it was still one of their favorite jobs.
No. And this is one of the building blocks of how you build a community, right? It's the fabric of a healthy city. It manifests itself in so many ways. One of which are folks like you creating these types of businesses and opportunities for people, not only to be employed, but to learn about life.
Little tangible skills.
Absolutely.
To take with you.
Now, in that spirit, you do a lot for the community. Tell us some about that.
Yeah, is there some fundraising or something?
Yeah.
Did I hear that? Tell us about that.
Well, we try to get involved. We're supporting the Kirkland Little League, which is doing great, right?
Oh
this
my gosh,
year.
they're going to be champs.
Okay, yeah. Friday, come on down, Peter Kirk Park. We're getting kicked off for the Junior League Softball World Series.
Yes, come
Amazing.
down, enjoy it there.
That's so great. You're a sponsor.
Yeah,
of
we
Little
love being a
League.
sponsor. This is our first year.
Hey,
being
all
a
right.
sponsor for them,
Well,
so it was
good
pretty
thing they're
exciting.
going to win the whole thing.
That's right.
Fueled on Spud.
That's right.
Nice.
Secret batter.
Yes.
Yeah. We've partnered with the Kirkland Community Foundation.
Oh, nice.
And they're doing wonderful things at the beaches, putting in new sand, and you'll see a lot of our beach balls out there that they sponsored for us.
Oh, fun.
Just being thrown around.
Yeah, heck
Which
yeah.
says last week we sponsored the kids concert across from.
Amazing.
That was a fun event that we did. And
Where
then
was that?
It was across every Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's at the Juanita Beach from 10 to 11.
So right across from the restaurant.
Right across from the restaurant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And offered those little ones a great kids meal and then a free ice cream cone. So that was fun.
Well, so can we just take a quick little tangent?
Sure.
You mentioned ice cream cone.
Yes.
Now, am I to understand that ice cream is a relatively new addition? Is that right?
It is. And so I get asked a lot, like, what took you so long?
Yeah.
What took you so long?
You know,
I think
Like,
it's
I
a
just
fair
don't have
question,
it.
Larry.
It's a totally fair question. I don't have a good answer. It just did.
Hey, that's okay. You know, we're just moving forward.
Now, this is soft serve.
So it's soft serve, vanilla soft serve.
so good.
And I think one of the things that, as a small business owner, that's stymied me for a long time is buying a soft serve machine is like buying a small car.
Oh.
You know, the capital investment in that. But
And the insurance. No, I'm sorry.
Well,
then you got teenagers driving it everywhere.
I'm grateful for the insight on that because I was thinking of buying one for my kitchen.
Well, just come down and
Yeah,
you can
you
have
can-
it at Spud.
I'll just
Yeah,
go-
there it is.
Do you have vanilla and chocolate?
Or just vanilla?
It's vanilla,
Oh, it's
one
vanilla.
flavor, right?
Ooh,
Right. And
so-
so,
classic.
What
Yeah.
that soft serve gives us, it's very nostalgic. One
Yes.
is I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I remember when."
Yeah.
So it's very nostalgic, and that fits kind of our theme. You know, we like being part of the community for such a long period of time that so many of our customers come back and we'll watch them, and it'll be generations, 3 generations of a family sitting and having a meal, and they all have memories of Spud of their own.
Love that.
We have lots of people who, when the plane just landed, this is our first spot. We had to come back here.
Nice.
And so much of that memory of the meal maybe isn't even the meal. It's just that nostalgic memory that a person has. The sun was out, the water was perfect, everything was great, and we had Spud.
Yeah.
And so to be nostalgic like that, we wanted to capture that in the ice cream. We thought a vanilla soft serve would do it.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that.
We kind of modernize it a little bit too, and we make a Spud spinner, which is much like something you might see that you can
at another prominent ice cream store.
That you can turn upside down.
You turn it upside down.
You turn upside down. It's a nice thick type of ice cream.
What's in it?
Oh yeah, you can put all different types of candies that we put in there. Yeah.
Got it.
Keith bar,
Butterfinger.
Yes.
sprinkles,
Man, this is
Again, I'm just
we made our wonderful manager came up with the idea of a frosty lemon shake.
Ooh.
That's delish.
Yes. Love
Refreshing
that.
right now. Any milkshake you want.
one of the things that kind of defines the Kirkland Spud is the mural. Tell us about the mural. You have a
That
mural.
was fun. That was a fun project. Yes.
So Kara can go into more detail, but what was really cool about it was it really started out where this young local Austin guy,
Talented artist.
very talented, but he was 14 or 15 when he first approached us, and he just wanted a place to hang his artwork.
That's so
a
great.
public space to can I hang him? And it started with the turtle, that painting of a
The
turtle,
turtle. Nice.
right? And we're like, sure, put it up, and then it grew and grew and grew, and then it turned into
Yeah, that mural on the side of our wall, which I think was his first mural ever that he did.
Wow.
The exciting part about that is over 300 people in the community jumped in and
Jeez.
volunteered to
That's
help
amazing.
paint that.
Kara, that's amazing.
That was really exciting. It was
Wow.
a really fun event. And I would love to do another mural on the other side of the building as well. So not with Austin, but another, because he's off doing amazing things now. But with another muralist who would like a platform for their art. It's
Calling
always
all
fun
artists.
to do. Calling all artists.
You heard it here
It's
first.
such a multiple win experience because not only does the community and Spud get great art, we get to see the cool mural every day, but it really truly became a community enriching experience.
Oh, it did.
300 people.
Yeah, 300 people signed up for hour-long shifts.
Jeez.
It was really cool.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
Wow.
He did really an amazing job. I was
did.
so impressed by him. He's
Wow.
such a sharp. I think he just finished his first or second year at UW now.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and his
Yeah.
artwork is still in the store in some
Nice.
spots.
Oh,
Yep.
that's great.
And he's hosted a couple paint nights at our other location as well. So,
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Major
Very cool.
win.
Major win.
Yes.
I love that.
And that brings us to our very special guest. We recorded an interview live at City Hall for All with Lucia Flores Wiseman, and she received the Hispanic Heritage Month proclamation from our mayor. It was super fun, and she was
Yes.
super engaging.
Yes.
No surprise there.
And impressive and just, a great person. So fun.
So without further ado, let's drop in on that interview. So, Lucia, when did you know music was your path? Well, this is pre-voice, I assume. You know?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I was singing ever since I was 3 years old.
Ooh,
and
okay.
so, and it was really bad, actually.
I'm looking out at the parents.
They're like,
Yeah,
it was
you know.
bad.
Well, it's just like learning anything, like learning a saxophone.
Learning
Yeah.
anything.
It's not great around the house for a while.
Exactly. But I would say it was around 15 when I started gigging. So I
Okay.
was in high school, and I mean, Brandy Carlisle was from my town and is from my town. And I just really want to be like her. I mean, of course, not trying to live her life, but I would say, in high school I was gigging, and people kept on asking me, okay, so what are you doing for college? Like, music's gonna be a hobby?
Yeah.
And I was like, it'll be a hobby. And I never felt good about saying that it was just a hobby.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it was something that I really wanted to do. And I think, in senior year, I was really dedicated to making this work. And my dad and my mom, they said, like, okay, you have to go to college, which I always wanted to go to college.
Yes.
That wasn't a thing that I was against. But they were like, hey, that's the thing that you do. You get your education, and then, you know, if music doesn't work out, you have something to fall back on.
Yeah, that's great.
So I studied journalism at the University of
journalism.
Washington. Yeah.
Go Dogs.
Yes, and I studied Spanish, and that's where I got to learn even more.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm so grateful for that. And all while I was in college, I was still performing.
Right.
I was performing at the airport, at weddings, at different gigs. And so I really just was using college as a way to support that. And I, you know, once college ended, a few months after that, The Voice reached out.
Oh, is that right?
And so I haven't even had I graduated December 2023.
Holy cow.
And so
this is happening fast.
It happened so quickly and so fast. But I know that I prepared myself years and years for
I want to follow up on that. But there's a point, I think, a really important point you made about aspiring young artists. And it's almost like choose your field of creativity. We'll probably get that that feedback, whereas, yeah, this is wonderful, but it's really hard to make it in that field.
Right.
Therefore, you know, it's a hobby. And I love that you shared that story, because how wonderfully creative folks react to that story is a big deal. And I think the subtext here is never let your dreams be overshadowed by reality. Like when other people's reality.
That's right.
I mean, that's how greatness happens, you know? And it doesn't have to. It doesn't mean you have to do it. But if you have a passion for it, believe in it. And the Brandi Carlile thing, I think, is super important. You've seen a living example in your community of someone who has become a commercial success.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I wrote a few songs about this very topic of when we're younger, we are taught by so many people, you can do anything you want, use your imagination. And then at a certain age, it's like, okay, you got to be realistic.
That's right.
Which I, you know, like my dad is a realist too. And like, I have to use both. There's balance in everything. And like, again, I would not take back my degree and my experience. It was amazing. And it's helped me so much. Now I know how to do interviews. Now I know how to film and photos and how to target a certain audience and whatnot. But I think we got to stop telling people you can do anything and then tell them you can't do anything.
When a certain age or threshold happens, like, okay, well now you have to think more grounded. And no, I think, yes, and thank you for that. So you go to UW, you study journalism, you're doing the gigs. How does it connect to The Voice? Because The Voice, we're talking like, for reals, millions of people, including the Wahlberg family.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So, I mean, when I was 16 and 17, I auditioned for American Idol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, you know, that was an experience.
Yeah, okay.
That really was. And I was like, I'm never going to do
another
So it was
show.
a little bit of a
Reality
challenging
show?
experience.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Okay.
But then a few months after graduating, The Voice DM'd me on Instagram.
Wow.
But it looked like a scam, and I was like,
Sure,
I was like,
I don't know about this.
I don't know.
Is this The Voice?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think so.
At what point did you know it was legit?
Well, they reached out again.
Yeah.
Okay.
But over email, you know how like
you
the
can tell.
the emails
Yeah.
when they're connected to an actual website and
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
a Gmail.
Yeah.
And then I looked them up on LinkedIn. I'm like,
You're like,
okay,
"Oh,
this is
okay."
real.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we'll do a call. And I was very hesitant just because,
Yeah.
you know, artistry, commercial, like,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
What does
but,
it mean to do a call? Like they were taking people in the local area and...
Well, first they asked me if I could perform in Seattle for like an open
interesting.
call.
Oh, interesting.
But I had a funeral to go to. So I was like,
Oh, no.
I'm not missing that.
Yeah, right.
And then they just like did a phone call with me to talk about it. They said, we saw you on social media. We love what you have. Would you like to move forward in the process? So I submitted tons of photos and videos and storylines.
So by that time, you're all in. You're like,
At
okay,
that
this
point,
is real.
Yes, but I also, considering my background, I knew that like they could always say, okay, you're not going to actually audition.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much work behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
Okay.
And I found out later that over 160,000 people auditioned for the season that I
Wait,
was in.
160,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Insane.
Imagine being the team that has to go through all those.
I know.
Nate's always thinking about the back end production.
No,
of
it's
everything.
true.
Yeah.
Post-production aspect.
Nate is like, man, that's a lot of video I got to cut.
But that's a lot of pressure too for folks, behind the mic.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is a lot of pressure because you also spend so much time trying to sell yourself to them,
Yeah.
but also being authentic.
Okay.
And it's going through tons of videos and
Yeah,
photos
wow.
and trying to show why my story is relevant, but also not trying to lie to get on a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Because for American Idol, it felt like they just wanted me to talk about sad stuff. And if I'm going to be honest, I have a pretty positive life.
Yeah.
And I'm privileged and very grateful for that. But
You have wonderful energy.
oh, thank you.
You really do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I try. I get it from my mom.
Yeah.
Maybe my dad, just a little. I don't know. Watch him in the back with the smug face. No, but
He's smiling for the record, everybody.
He is.
Yes.
He is. I have wonderful parents, seriously. And so I attribute a lot of my mindset towards them raising me.
So tell us about what happened when you got there. You show up, what happened?
Oh my goodness. I show up and there's so many contestants. And this is when you could have the mindset of, this is my competition,
Oh.
or we're all in this together,
Yeah.
all artists that are just trying our best.
And what path did you take?
The second one.
All right, take notes, everybody.
Yeah.
You may be in this situation someday. Here's the roadmap. We're giving you the roadmap.
They are peers.
Yes.
They're not competition. And everyone is so unique and different. How can you fully compare yourself to all of them?
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like, and this isn't true for every single person, but sometimes the people that were more insecure about themselves or maybe not as positive didn't make it as far. And the people that did make it further had a little more security and confidence in who they are. Again, this is not every
That's
single
really
person.
interesting, though. That's very
But
interesting insight.
I think it's true. Your mindset, your brain is so powerful. And if you believe you're not good enough, you're probably not.
Yeah.
Only because
The belief. Yeah.
But then if you think, no, I am talented, that's why I'm here. I wouldn't be here if they didn't see something in me. Honestly, this show could have gone so many different ways because there's so much good talent.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's just kind of the luck of the draw. It's a mix of luck, mindset, hard work,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
ethic, what they want in the moment.
Yeah.
Like it's, some people, there were so many talented people that didn't even get an audition.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they're not talented.
Yeah, it's wonderful that you're so reflective on that. I mean, really wise beyond your years. Thinking about how the mindset and how you're perceiving yourself with this is an area of hyper competition. Like when you're in a room with that many people after that single spot or how many limited amount of spots, to have that kind of maturity and thinking, okay, my mindset's going to be that important. I do agree with you. I think, those folks that are going to focus internally and kind of block out all of the other potential competitive thinking and just focus on what makes you special would give you a competitive advantage in that room.
Now, while you were there, did you make any friends, identify anybody you think, hey, I might like to work with this person in the future?
Oh, yeah. I became friends with almost everyone. The more time that you get to spend with people, the more you're able to connect. I mean, you're living with all these people in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Of course, your own room. But
Sure. But
yeah.
down the hall or whatever.
I mean, there were so many people from, they didn't even get an audition to, the top 12, the top 20, the top 5. Became really good friends with Grace Miller, Moody, who I, did a knockout with. And she's in South Carolina. We still talk all the time.
Oh, that's great.
Hayden Grove, I did a battle against him. And I'm actually going to Ohio to do a show with him in December.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and so, I've never been to Ohio, but we're going to try that out. And, Renzo and Adam David, who won, seriously, we all keep in contact. Of course, we're so busy, all
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to figure out our own careers, but those friendships were what carried us through.
Yeah.
And we all realized, like, we're not against each other. Like, we all have the same goal and passion of sharing this art and the years and years that it took us to
Training,
be
yeah.
here. And how can we learn from each other?
Yeah.
Like, Adam David was showing me how to play some stuff on the guitar, and
That's awesome.
Renzo was very spiritual and helping me stay in the mindset that I wanted to stay
Nice.
in and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wonderful. So I have some very specific questions. You ready?
Yes.
Because we want to know what it was like, you know, in the moment of the show. So what's one moment from The Voice that still gives you goosebumps when you think about it?
One moment that still gives me goosebumps is when I was up there on stage singing Black Hole Sun live.
Ooh, love that.
And, you know, I think that was
Amazing.
the most, thank you, the most challenging performance
Really?
that I had.
Why?
Well,
The song's really intense, right?
exactly.
Yeah, it's a
it's
really complicated
intense.
song.
You know, I have anxiety, ADHD, and honestly, a lot of my life I had negative thoughts, like and feelings. Even in second grade, I wasn't even bullied, and I was like, I'm not good enough, which is really crazy. But
It's
I've-
amazing to hear that, Lucia, because
Yeah.
I was watching your performances and I'm thinking to myself, how are you so natural with millions of people watching? Like, you got to hit every chord on that guitar.
Oh,
I mean,
know.
honestly.
I know. There was so much pressure. And I want to say that, like, also to anyone that's listening who may have, like, mental health struggles, that you can turn things around.
Yeah.
It feels impossible, but little by little, with small steps, it sounds so stupid. Like, just say positive things about
Yeah.
yourself.
It's not
But
stupid.
It's not. I mean, there is science behind it of when you do repeat things, it starts to become your subconscious. And your subconscious is what wires everything else. And so, you know, if I am saying I'm not good enough, I'm believing that, and I'm not going to my fullest potential. But so for this song, I think I really had to fight that
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit, because that was the first time singing live. And I was already getting feedback on the internet about what people thought of me. And
Oh, boy.
it was starting to
Don't read
kind
the
of
comments.
yes,
There we go.
yes. And so, you know, I decided that after that performance to turn off the comments, because, you know, I immediately, without even looking, notifications are popping up on my phone. There's people saying, this is the worst rendition of Black Hole Sun ever.
no.
Oh,
Like,
no.
you're a disgrace to Seattle, and all of this stuff. And I actually felt really good about the performance, and I still do.
Yeah, amazing.
It was live. Not a lot of people can sing live.
No.
Totally.
And, you know, Chris Cornell.
Spoiler alert, you're amazing live.
Thank you. But Chris Cornell was all about live music,
Yeah.
raw emotion and feeling, and like sticking it to the man and not caring what other people think. So I really had to channel that and be like, you know what? I did it my way.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
trying to sound like him.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to, you know, sometimes I think I want people's approval, but I need to remember, like, if I felt good about it,
Yeah.
and I showed emotion, if my voice cracked, that's emotion. That's the human part.
That's right.
That's
That's why we watch, really.
yeah. Because nowadays with AI, have you heard like the album done by AI? And it honestly sounds really good. But something you cannot replace is live
Yeah,
performances.
that human connection.
That's the actual human connection. And so, yeah, that was something that gave me chills, because I overcame so many fears and just let myself go, knowing that even if it didn't sound perfect, quote unquote, that it was good enough because it was me and it was human.
Yeah, bravo. I mean, I remember watching I forget the name of this kind of legendary music producer, but he said, you know, when I produce a piece of music, it's all about what I think is great. And then people get to experience what my perspective of that song is. It's not about me trying to kind of democratize the sound to make it so that everybody likes it. It's what I owe them is the experience of what my creation is, and then we'll see what happens.
There
That's
we go.
Interesting.
I love that.
Okay, so that's the goosebumps. Tell us what. Thank you. Amazing
Yeah.
moment. Why did you choose? Tell us why did you choose La Llorona as your blind audition, and what did that performance mean to you?
Yeah. you know, when I was picking out kind of songs that I would be interested in doing for The Voice, my mom were going through a list of things that you can sing on the show. And they also said you could put down 5 songs that weren't on the list. And I was like, you know, La Llorona is a song that I have sung ever since I was in my teens that was very powerful, and it showed so much range and that emotion. And as we were picking, there was a hummingbird that came up to the window and looked at both of us.
There's a symbol.
And yeah, we always think of my grandmother, and there were actually quite a few times that I saw hummingbirds when I was in LA. And so it felt right, but at the end of the day, the show really chooses what you do because there's so many people, you can't sing the same songs, you know.
Okay.
But La Llorona has never been sung on The Voice. I don't even know if a full Spanish song has ever been sung for an audition. So it really was up to them to make that choice. And I am really glad that they ended up picking that because it is so monumental for Mexico, for Latin America.
Yeah.
And so it shows so much pain. And my dad always told me that if you don't feel something from music, it's not good music. And so that was my main goal, was to make people feel something. So that's why I chose La Llorona.
Bravo.
And you got 4-chair turn, if I recall.
4-chair turn!
Which is a big deal.
It's a big deal, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now then, why did you choose Team Adam?
Yeah. Well.
And what was that? I don't know. What was one practical thing you learned from him? I mean, I'm sure you learned a ton.
Oh yeah. No.
He seemed like I don't know. You seemed like such a good match.
Oh yeah. We really were.
Boom.
So you know, within the first couple words, Adam pressed his button for me.
Yeah.
And that was actually really crazy. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's got to be a
Yeah.
goosebump moment.
Adam Levine.
Maroon
5.
Right.
lead
Right off
singer.
the jump.
Let's go.
Right. But going into this, I actually was telling myself, "Oh, I'm gonna pick either Michael Bublé or John Legend." Like if I got all choices, right? But something happened, and in my gut, it was telling me to go with Adam.
Wow.
Which I
cool.
wasn't thinking of him the whole time.
That's all right.
But I'm a big believer in trusting your gut. And it's funny because Michael Bublé said something, like he was talking in Spanish and also said something like, oh, trust your heart. And he said something that wasn't really aired, but it was something along the lines of these are all amazing people. No decision will be a mistake.
Oh, bravo for him.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. It almost it gave me permission to not choose him.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nice.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with Adam.
Yeah.
It felt like he really understood. He brought up Brandy Carlisle, and it felt like he understood the direction of sharing this emotion that I want to achieve in my voice. And so I think everything happens for a reason. If I didn't choose him, would I have made it as far?
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know.
I don't
But
know.
he's really great. And I think the most important thing that he taught me,
Please.
if I'm going to be honest, I'm just such a good singer. There's so many things he didn't really say to improve my voice, which doesn't really happen often.
Yeah.
Normally, he does have things to say. But he told me, Lucia, you are mega talented. Do not ever doubt how good you are.
Wow.
And he kept on talking about believing in myself and that I was such a powerful voice and I didn't need anything else.
Wow.
And
But your
having
belief.
that. Yeah,
But your
your
belief.
belief.
Yeah.
And he's like, you shouldn't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Like, F them, you know? Just really focus on how you feel.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest, most important lesson that I learned from
Yeah.
him.
I wonder if that type of advice is even more relevant today in the age of social media and how much immediate feedback is available in the world.
It is quite immediate.
Yeah.
And
And that belief system.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit about the song choice process as you move through those later rounds past the audition?
Yeah. Essentially, all of it was pretty collaborative with the producers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but it's not like at the end of the day, you're like, this is the one I'm doing, right? Of course, because it's a show. There's so much that goes behind the scenes when it comes to like copyright and laws and who, like, if artists say that it can be done, and some artists are like, no, I don't want it like this, or things like that.
Wow.
I would say that this wasn't the experience for everyone on the show, but for me, the majority of the songs that I was really pushing for were the ones that the producers really loved.
Oh, great.
And
Well, that's
so
a win.
Yeah.
That's what we call a win-win.
It is a win. So I would say, in a sense, all of the songs were approved by me.
Yeah.
And so I felt really good about it because I want to do all different kinds of genres because I don't like being in a box. I don't like you have to be this way. And so, I sang a Mexican folk song. I sang jazz, pop, like folk, like Beatles. I sang rock. I sang grunge. Everything.
You want to showcase your versatility.
Yes. Yes.
Which is a huge strength, I would think, on a show called The Voice. You want to show that, I got the voice. I got the voice. So, Lucia, you are on the way out the door to do a big event with the Sounders, right?
Yeah.
And tomorrow you have an event.
Oh, wow. You're doing a
Yes.
Sounders thing today?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they
I
play at
know.
5, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
We
you've
have-
got a busy day.
We have to be there at 3.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Um,
okay. Oh, yeah. We got to.
I know. It's really
And tomorrow
crazy.
you have a big event.
Yes, tomorrow it's a really big event. It's with the Mexam Festival. I'm playing. It's a event called El Grito, and it's with the Mexican Consulate.
Oh,
I'm
so
singing
great.
with Northwest Orquesta.
Oh, what fun. I love that.
Yes.
Love me a great orchestra.
Yes.
Great voice, great orchestra. David, come on.
I mean,
Yes.
Nate.
Can't go wrong.
So I'm so excited to sing with an orchestra.
Yeah.
I'm singing, the U.S. national anthem, Mexican national anthem. I'm singing Bésame Mucho, La Llorona, and an original song with the orchestra.
Wow.
And then afterwards, a 30-minute set with my pianist.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's
That's got to be cool that all these people are learning music that you wrote. Yeah.
Yes, it is so cool. It's been awesome to kind of use my time on The Voice and mix it with showing people who I am as an artist outside of it as well. And that's also why I wanted to show so many different songs on the show was because I wanted people to, when I had music come out, to realize like, oh, what is she gonna come out with?
Yeah.
What is it gonna sound like?
Keep them guessing.
Yeah, and then they're not disappointed when it's a different thing that maybe they,
totally.
expected.
Now, was the guitar your first instrument, or were you a band geek in high school?
Guitar was my first instrument. My brother taught me a few
Nice.
chords.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I learned around 12 years old or so.
Wow.
Nice. Well, you play wonderfully. Were you a band geek?
100%.
Were you?
Yeah.
Did you learn them all?
What'd you learn?
Juanita High School. I was playing woodwinds.
I have no doubt. I have no
Yeah,
doubt.
you look like a woodwinds guy.
He looks like a woodwinds guy. I was thinking the same thing.
Playing all the football games and basketball.
Oh,
games.
really?
And playing Land of Hope and Glory for 25 minutes while everyone walks
I'm
across
going to
the stage.
negotiate with Lucia's manager, Nate. I'm going to try to get you on.
Please
one of
don't.
these
Right,
days.
yeah, get you in the
Get
studio.
you in the studio.
Yeah, I'm right here in the studio.
Yeah. We get to keep him, though. We get to keep him.
Right,
So,
right. Well, I can't pay you anything. Because, I didn't win, so I don't have the money.
well, I ask you these questions because I know you're so super busy, but you are, you're just a wonderful person. And we have
Thank you.
loved getting to meet you and getting to meet your family. And I know you're so busy, you made time for us today. She's running around.
Yeah, going to the Sounders.
On the
after
Sounders
this.
and tomorrow. And we're very grateful for that because this is a very special event for us. It was a very special proclamation, and you made it so. And we are very grateful for you to come on the show, and we wish you the very best. Please come back, perform in Kirkland. Think of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
Kirkland Performance Center is a
Yeah,
pretty
it's
great venue.
gorgeous
so,
venue.
At some
maybe,
point.
maybe we can begin negotiations on that.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
I'm all about local community. I
Yeah.
mean, this is the state I grew up in. Even though I'm from Maple Valley and not Kirkland,
Yes.
it's still, we're neighbors.
We're neighbors.
Yeah. And I just want to say, if anyone wants to check out, I just had a single release yesterday.
Plug everything,
Yes.
all your YouTube, social media.
Yes, it's called Woman in Madrid, so it has English and Spanish.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's on all streaming platforms. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, all the stuff. Just look up Lucia Flores Wiseman, and you should find me.
Awesome.
But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I always care about local community,
Yes.
so thank you.
So Lucia Flores Wiseman, thank you.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Happy New Year. And you will hear us again on January 8th, 2026.